All right. It says I am live. Let me go and get the grumble going. Come on, grumble. Maybe. Hey, hello, Rumble. All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. At least where I'm at, it is 3:28 a.m. I am woofing tired, and I'm going to turn notifications off on my phone. So sorry if I act screwy, because I am flipping tired. But I wanted to stream. How you doing, Jay Watterson? All right. We may discuss a couple things tonight. One of them may make Jay Watterson kind of happy. We'll see if we get to it. First off, as the title says, yes, Tim Pool blasted Candace Owens last night on his show, or night before now, considering what you call today, this time of morning. He really did rip into her. Tim usually watches his language on his, his normal show. You go over to Rumble, the uncensored portion, he's definitely a little more colorful. But Tim really let it go and ripped into Candace Owens on his show that would be not tonight's, last night's, whatever you want to describe this time I'm running right now. And you know what? God dang it, I really do not like having to agree this much with Tim Pool. So we are going to discuss that, maybe a little into the solar storms, or the geostorm. Somewhere Gerard Butler went, what? By the way, I actually like Geostorm. I love those movies like Geostorm and all those little, the 2012 and all those crazy movies. I don't know, I like those. But, yeah, so we are going to discuss this, and maybe we'll go on into a conspiracy theory. We'll see if we get there. See if the longings stay awake and semi-rational. The arrest of the J6 pipe bomber. We'll see. We'll see. Joel, what is up, man? Dang it, Joel. You probably sleep as little as Jay Watterson does. Dude. I'm assuming. Whatever. All right, so how are you guys doing? Let me get this top chat off on YouTube. God, YouTube. Why do you do top chat? Are a lot of streamers that asinine? Of course, maybe. Me being the smallest streamer on YouTube, or at least near it, maybe, you're just being nice to me. It doesn't matter on my channel, right? Okay. Oh, my sister used to own a Geostorm GSI. Oh my God. Wasn't one of those like a 3-cylinder? There was the larger engine and the smaller engine. Both were like the size of a sewing machine, the engine was. And I know for a fact because we did a couple in our shop, and we could physically pick the engines up out of the engine bay. That is crazy. That is a tiny, tiny motor. I will say this, little Geos, if you bought them for a Geo, little sewing machines. They were a roller skate. If you got in an accident, yes, you were buried in it, but damn right. Someday on one of my other channels, I'm going to have to do more automotive-related stuff, because I am, like as I've mentioned before, I'm a 31-year ASE Master Tech. As, Tires Plus is finding out right now. And so, guys, thank you very much for dealing with me last night. Not being on stream. I had my court date. And my family kerfuffle is taken care of for at least 2 years. I did not enjoy dropping a nuke. Ooh, I didn't know my camera was off that much. A nuke into my family by, sorry. I am having a little screen issue. My cat's knocked a bunch of stuff, so I am trying to re-level. Give me a second here. Wow, I didn't know my screen was off that much. There we go. Bad kitty. I come up with a bunch of stuff's knocked over. But, thank you for dealing with me. I did take care of my family stuff. I won my court case. It was, to now I can tell you a little more. I'm not going to tell you names or anything. It was to do with a family member of mine who was hitting another family member of mine who was elderly, and I had to do something about it. So I had to get an order of protection and go to court against a family member. Not fun. If you've ever had to do it, I do not envy you, so yay. Wow, I had 6 viewers. I lost 3 already. Damn, I'm good. Jax is innocent. Nobody saw it. No, I wish it was me and Jax. I would gladly lose to Jax, but no, this was a family member who had battered another family member. And I had to do something about it. And it sucks. It really does. I didn't enjoy the whole situation, but I did win. It's a bittersweet win. All right, let's hop into this, guys. Let me get me down to size here. Boom. All right. Boink, 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 boink. I'll bring me down a little smaller. I mean, who wants to talk to me? All right. We are going to talk about the Tim Pool, Candace Owens kerfuffle. Last I knew, let me talk a second here. Candace Owens accepted TPUSA's invitation to come and discuss this, debate this crap of hers. And I don't know if Jay Watterson disagrees or agrees with me this. I think Candace Owens has lost her. Either she is gold level grifting right now. She's lost her mind, or she's evil. Honestly, right now, I hate to agree with Tim Pool this heavily. Candace Owens is destroying MAGA / the Republicans right now. As I've seen people point out, Candace Owens was a traditional liberal. And a lot of people are coming out right now saying that she has never left the liberals. She was... that's kind of why she parted with Daily Wire. They're saying that she's always been a liberal. She's a liberal. And this is... Some people are saying she's an op. Even Tim Pool is also... And he's not the only one. But even Tim is starting to question how Nick Fuentes is being just decimated everywhere and taken down. Candace Owens is being shoved everywhere. In everybody's face. Amped up. Cleared for saying insane crap. Stuff that everybody else would be taken down for, including himself. She's being propped up everywhere. And strangely, her lawyers are in the exact same building as federal agents in a federal agency or two. Well, isn't that weird? And she let that slip on accident. And boy, she came back to try to do damage control on that. There's a lot of people out there saying that she is the deep state. She is a Fed op to take down MAGA and or the Republicans. And I'm going to ask you guys in the chat, and anybody watching this later, let me know, what do you think? Is Candace just lost her flipping mind? Is she evil? And the loss of her mind could include being a gold level grifter. Could include that. Or is she a Fed op? Is she a deep state op who is out there to take down MAGA? Because that seems what she's doing. She's trying to just decimate TPUSA, which is one of the biggest, they're one of the biggest groups helping Republicans and or MAGA register voters to bring awareness, even after Charlie died. Yes, they're not doing as good, but they are still bringing huge awareness to actually what Trump says and does, to what Republicans actually do or do not stand for. They brought common sense, and they were still, even after Charlie, bringing Trump some on-the-ground information. And she seems to be out to decimate every bit of it. I know that Tim and a couple other people floated the other day that it seems like Candace might have been a jilted, almost, she had a crush or really had a thing for Charlie and was pissed when he married his wife Erica. I don't know if that's true, but you know, I'm not going to play Candace words and go and make you, and I'm not going to do assumptive language to make you think something, to fill something in your head. With me, at least you'll know I will say something, I'll stand on it. And if I'm going to say it's in my opinion, I'll say it where I've got to cover my butt. Because, yeah, if you stream, sooner or later, I'm going to tell everybody out there, if you stream, watch out. Sometimes you do have to cover your butt. But I'm wondering, is Candace a op? Is she deep state? I know right now Jay Waterson's poking up going, whoa, 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 whoa. You did not just put the tinfoil on. I did. I'm asking. Is she? Joel, I don't know. Jay Watterson, here we go. Candace will now go even harder on TPUSA. Well, last I knew, she accepted the offer to do the debate with them. Or to come in and air things out. Somebody else told me, I haven't had time to listen to too much today, here and there. Somebody said she then backed out. I don't know if that's true. But last I knew, she'd accepted. I honestly think it's a mistake for TPUSA. I like people coming in and having discussions and stuff. But the bullshit she's throwing out there, can you ever really make any real arguments against her? When she throws out presumptive, reasoning, bullshit words, she doesn't bring any facts. She throws crap out there. And I'm going to ask the same question I've heard other people ask, including Crowder. Candace Owens might be totally screwed already. Something is going on. You do not pull this crap with Macron's wife. I don't care what you think of Macron's wife. Brigitte Macron is not a man. Brigitte Macron is not the president of France's dad either. She's done some shit that is very actionable by courts in our country, in France, and the world court. I'm not sure you do that because so far every analyst I've seen says she will lose this case. And they could Alex Jones her and take away everything. You don't do that unless you got some ace in the hole, some government backing maybe. I said maybe. I don't know. Something stinks. Something totally reeks. And I'm not sure. I'm not saying Candace is stupid. She's up to something or she's lost her friggin' mind. Part of it is I think she's going for the true crime female crowd. Because, sorry ladies, a lot of women when it comes to the true crime stuff are morons. Yeah, you don't see a lot of guys writing letters to and marrying death row inmate females. But women will be pen pals with and send letters to and talk to and go and visit and then marry death row inmates. It's craziness. Women love this true crime stuff. Women love insane stuff like 50 Shades of Grey. Of the stuff where the minotaurs, they're milking the minotaurs or blowing minotaurs. Crazy crap. So I don't want to hear anything about men men watch porn all the time. Dude, you women are goofy on some stuff. But there's something going on, and I've got to ask you guys, and I'm going to just ask directly in the chat. What do you think? Do you think Candace is a deep state op? That she never left the left? She's always been the left. She was super left at one time. And then suddenly just switched. And now suddenly she's doing everything possible to destroy MAGA and Republicans. At the worst time possible for her to be doing this shit. So I'm going to ask, do you think she's deep state? Do you think she's lost her mind? Or do you think she is just, we're not past warp 9. We are at Stargate hyperspace level of grifting. Which one do you think? If Candace asking questions, we're bringing down MAGA and GOP, they deserve to go down. That's not the point. It's not what she's doing. No. Candace isn't asking questions. Jay Watterson, you got to go watch her wording. I have talked about wording and phrasing and how things are put together on this channel ever since I started it back up. She's not asking questions. She makes up presumptive wording. It's like when she was talking about, the United States government has, talked about they've received my information on this. Not that they ever took any stock in her shit. Just that they received it, but she worded it in a way to make everybody think, oh my God, Trump is going to come out and talk about this. The government's going to be investigating this. It's not what she said. She's using bullshit wording. So it's not like she's asking questions. She's doing things where she's implying, just barely, not just openly saying it. Until the other day. I think there's disinformation put on all sides. I think I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. There may be disinformation on all sides, but I think Candace Owens has, I'm going to say, in my opinion, this is my mixed opinion. She is warp 9 levels of grifting, or she's deep state. I'm going to say it right out. And come on, Jay Watterson, where are you, man? I depend on you to wear the same tinfoil hat that I do at times. Hell, you usually wear it more than I do. Wow, the one time I am donning the tinfoil sombrero, you're backing off. Scary. I think she is, I don't know how you can say that anything MAGA or Tim Pool or Crowder or some of these others are putting out is anywhere near the level of Candace Owens. She said that Brigitte Macron is President Macron's dad. Said it's a man. She is saying a bunch of crazy shit. TPUSA took out Charlie Kirk, which is the dumbest effing thing ever. Because without Charlie Kirk, TPUSA is struggling. They may totally collapse. These people are going to lose out on making millions upon millions of dollars. Oh, I know. Because Israel ordered it. Oh, God. I swear, this is going to sound bad. I would love to see Israel. Israelis, don't get on me for this. This is just a hypothetical just for a certain reason. I would love to see Israel erased from this planet and every Jewish person, just so every dumb mother pussball out there that blames, the Jews, would be lost mentally. They wouldn't know who to blame every fucking thing else on in the world anymore. My God. And I'm not defending the Jews or Israel. I don't think we should be involved in their kerfuffles. I don't think we should be giving them any more money than we give Ukraine, which is zero. But for the love of cripes, stop with the Israel derangement syndrome. This little postage stamp is not ruling the world or telling America what to do. I am just pissed tired of it. Candace Owens has found a way to get in the brains of the smooth-brained on the right and the left and the center. And it's usually and mostly women going, another true crime thing. Oh, tired of it. Yep. As you can tell, I'm tired. So I don't know if she is deep state. I do know she caught people in TPUSA. I don't give a dude, we are going to totally disagree on this. The TPUSA lying thing is fucking minuscule. It is pissant bullshit. None of it comes close to the fact of they took out Charlie Kirk. That is B-friggin-S. We are going to disagree on that. There is nothing Candace Owens has said that, oh my God, the great lies. They've been pissant tiny. The whole conspiracy about TPUSA. So what you're saying is the guy that built TPUSA, the guy who is making everybody millions of dollars, who is going to make everybody in TPUSA millions for years to come, might even have brought them someday to the White House as part of his White House cabinet. And yes, I think he was on that track. You think those people said, that's frig it, let's take him out. I'm going to go back to obscurity in my life and nothing. That makes no damn sense. It makes more sense that Candace Owens is a deep state CIA op. She was born and raised and genetically engineered to be CIA. That makes more sense than say TPUSA took him out. The minuscule bullshit she's come out about, they're lying. And even in those lies, she used presumptive wording to make everybody fill in one of the blanks. She never gave major receipts, especially none that said, oh my God, they took out Charlie Kirk. She played games where everybody's going, ooh, did TPUSA take out Charlie Kirk? No. I'll say no. Well, Charlie, TPUSA is done. Yeah, maybe not. But Candace is at the very least making sure TPUSA is done. Without Candace pulling this crap, they have a chance. With Candace pulling this shit, I don't know. She has taken their chances of making it without Charlie from a 6 out of 10, my opinion, to about a 3 out of 10. And she's also, not only that, by doing this, she's screwing the MAGA movement. She is doing everything possible to screw Trump in the midterms, to screw Republicans. She is totally screwing everything up. She's causing the biggest divide right now. And it's all over bullshit. How many morons out there that watch her show still think, oh my God, they took her down because she was being threatened. She had to hide. No, she made you think, oh my God, I took my channel down because of a hit. She never said that. She actually said they were going on vacation for the holiday. Go look how she worded that shit. She says a lot and rarely ever brings actual facts. Once in a great while, ooh, that clock is right twice, a month. So, yeah. TPUSA is not entitled to anything. I didn't say they're entitled to nothing. But for an online National Enquirer princess to go around lying and making things up, I'm not going with it. And I think Tim Pool called her out right. So let's head into some of that. This is the second time Tim has mentioned her. And then he mentioned her tonight a little, saying again, he thinks she has done more damage to the MAGA movement and Republicans than anybody else ever could have. And I've heard other people say, once again, she may be deep state. There were people through videos I checked out today and other sources I was reading and articles saying that she never left the left. She's always been a liberal grifter. And there were some people, and I admit, even I fell for it for a while. I thought she was a decent person. But you look at her history, and some people are right. I had a couple friends email me today, go, dude, we told you. They were right. I had 2 friends telling me forever. When she went from this to, more of a center or right-leaning person, they've been calling bullshit for years. They've been saying she is a lefty. And I actually told them they were full of crap. I will call myself out instantly for stupidity. I have to say to these 2 friends, you know who you guys are. I'm sorry. You were right, I think. I think you're right. She never left the left. And it's weird. Once again, If you like conspiracy theories so much about TPUSA, then why are you not as upset about her lawyer's office being in the same office as the feds? Come on. That's crazy shit there. And she didn't mean to say that. She had to go back and do damage control on that. So, all right. So, let's head in a little bit of this here in a sec. Let's see. Dewey? Sorry, I'm semi-intelligent, so I can't pick up on all the cool names you guys put out. Clearly, you are going with it. What am I going with? I think Candace Owens is deep state. I'm not going with anything. I think maybe she's been a grifter the whole time. I think she was, if you want to get real screwy, she could have been undercover this whole time. She could have been implanted she's an activated operative. How about that? She's picked the absolute worst time to suddenly go, okay, I was MAGA, but not now. Now I'm going to decimate the whole right movement. She is splintering the right more than anybody right now. Has nothing to do with asking questions. She's making up presumptive reasoning, presumptive wording. She's really not saying much. There's no problem, Joel. You don't have to. You can just look at me and go, dude, what is wrong with that guy? I'm not saying you guys have to know. Hell, I'm not saying I know everything. I'm throwing out my opinions. I'm just saying I think this is all too pretty. All too weird, the timing for her to come out just like this. She's either doing it as a grift, because I don't think she's knucking futs. I think she's either super level grifting. I mean, this is Kal-El, Superman, Kryptonian level grifting. Or she is deep state evil. One of the two. I don't think she's stupid, though. Wondering when they can give her address to Alex. Well, Jay Watterson, she is going to get Alex Jones treatment. She is fucked. When France goes after her, legally, they're not going to send ninjas after her. Good God. The fact that idiots believe that. Oh my God, the Israelis and French are sending an assassination squad. I'm sorry. Anybody that even filled that in their heads, grow up. And yeah, I know, with me and my toys in the background, me saying that, I know exactly where that's coming from. So if I'm saying that, dude, there were no French-Israeli assassin ninjas coming after her. Oh, the amount of people that believe that. And she's going to lose. When they take her to court, she is going to lose. And the United States government isn't going to stand up and help her. Because France is going to look at our government and go, hey, you want us to cooperate? You want any dealings with us? Stop this chick. Don't stand in our way. They're going to back out of the way. She's screwed. She is 100% screwed. And come on. Okay, Jay Watterson, you're going to tell me you think, one, that Brigitte Macron is a guy, and that Brigitte Macron is, I forgot his name, President Macron's dad? She said both. Come on. Wasn't Trump a dead most of his life? Yeah. Trump is a late 90s Democrat. I've said that 100 times on this channel. You're not getting an own on me there. I've said it multiple times. I've said plenty of times Trump is not a true conservative or Republican. He is a mid-late 90s Democrat. That's not an own. That has nothing to do with what Candace did. Candace has gone from far left liberal to a huge far righty to suddenly, boom, right back. These aren't small shifts. She's actually doing things at the perfect time to decimate MAGA and or the Republicans. Now, you got to think, is it because deep state? Or is it because just gold card level grifter? That's what it is. One of the two. Do I think she's stupid? Fuck no. Maybe nuts, but stupid? Shit no. I think that woman has more intelligence probably in her, I'd say not little finger, but this thumb than I have in my whole body. So, but come on. I enjoy the fact that we can talk about conspiracy theories about the Jews and all the other crap of this channel. But then suddenly when Candace's own lawyers that she did not mean to let slip, you can tell by the way she acted, the way she come back and tried to do damage control later, let slip that her own lawyers are in the exact same building as a couple government agencies. That is a little weird. That is a little weird with her big flippo. Her big flippo. So, yeah. So, yep. So, you're saying Trump is a was a Dem is not an own of any type. Joel, Candace is a Trojan horse. Maybe. I'm not sure about Trojan horse. How about a deep state horse? How's that? Deep state horse. Possibly. Or she just knows she's super smart and she just knows, you know what? I think if I go over here now, I can really pull in the bucks. I can pull in the clicks. She's playing true crime. Women love true crime. They love a bad boy. 50 Shades of Grey. They love even a killer. Look at Mangione. They're all over him. There were women bailing Manson back in the day and wanting to marry him in jail. Maybe we should repeal the 19th Amendment. Carl, 6199, how's it going? Carl comes in and says Candace is just a grifter. Now, then Carl adds, Candace she's a smart grifter. You know, Carl, I hope you're right. I hope it's not the other one of the two possibilities, I think. Because I do not think Candace is knucking futs. I think Candace is either just gold level grifter. We're talking Trump gold bathroom level grifter. Or deep state. I'm hoping you're right. I'm okay with grifter even if it is effing up the country. And what Candace is doing has a huge, huge potential of absolutely screwing everyone that sees this video. And every single one that doesn't see this video. Even the leftards out there. It is insane what she's doing. And the perfect timing. Perfect timing. A lawyer had to find someone licensed Delaware to file her legal paperwork. I don't care. I don't care. Once again, this is the first time I've seen you, Jay Watterson, totally take the tinfoil hat off, suddenly drink a Pac-Man level power pellet juice of, I will ignore anything suspicious. Other than that, I'm always the one arguing against your suspicions. Now this time, you are totally like, what do you mean, man? I see nothing. I see nothing even a little bit out of range, y'all. It's all perfectly fine. It's all darn down the center. That's scary. All right. And when you're a multi-millionaire like Candace and her husband, who is a multi-millionaire, you can get lawyers anywhere and do about anything. The fact that she has lawyers that are already in Fed buildings, and these aren't her fresh lawyers. These are ones she's had a while, so a little worrisome. All right, so let's go into Tim Pool here and listen to Tim go off, and I think Tim kind of nails it.
It's Hugh. He says, Tim, I work in construction and experience the same thing. My coworkers are all in on the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible.
Me too.
She is one of the biggest podcasts on the right, doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected.
Not just that. Candace is supposedly one of the biggest podcasters on the right, but she's doing everything possible to torpedo the right. 100% torpedoing it. I mean, tell me how she's doing anything to help them at all.
Turning Point specifically was going out and registering people to vote. Without Charlie, it's in trouble. Turning Point needs to be able to go out and rally young people and register them to vote. And she's doing everything she can to destroy that. And that is going to, I suppose, it's going to rip out the coffers on the right. There is no organization like Turning Point that exists anywhere else that has the resources and the reach. And without Charlie, I'm not sure that they can make it. But I can tell you this, Candace lighting a Molotov and throwing it through the window is not helping. And it's the most demoralizing thing ever.
100%. And it's not a Molotov. She's shooting a Tomahawk missile through that window. This is not just, ew, flame, let's put it out. She is almost Moabbing TPUSA. She is almost Moabbing Republicans. Jax agrees. Right, Jaxie? Yep, Jax totally agrees. Jax is actually telling me right now, hey, buddy, that, you know what? Damn it, Tim Pool actually has a point. Right? Yeah. Jax says Tim Pool actually has a point. And as I've told you guys in the past, I agree with Tim Pool about 55 to 65% of the time, maybe for a short period, 70. So when I think Tim Pool is this right, it worries me. It does.
Additionally, all of the fucking cowards on the right who are too scared to say anything about her. Because she tweets at me talking shit or whatever, and then a bunch of people come and flood our chat. I could give a single flying fuck. You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works.
Now, let me ask you guys a quick question. How many of you out there have watched Tim Pool regularly? Watch Timcast IRL regularly. I have no problem admitting I watch it pretty dang regularly. Not just for Tim. I like the conversations. I actually like Phil Labonte a little better than I like Tim. But he brings in people to have actual great conversations and or discussions. You don't always have to agree with them. Same with his Culture War podcast. There's times I don't even watch it. I get into it. I'm like, this isn't for me. But he really does bring in good stuff. And Tim is very, on his normal IRL show, does not just throw down F-bombs and lose it and cuss a lot. When he does, that is something that really deeply means something to him. And he doesn't give a rat's ass about his clicks, his dollars coming in. If his channel has parents go click it off because they normally watch with their kids, he's just going to throw stuff out as, whether we agree with it or not, as he sees it, as he truly feels it. And in this case, I believe he's truly pissed off.
And she is a fucking scumbag.
So let me
down
back
by
up
the
a second.
river.
There we go.
I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a fucking scumbag. Okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating that Turning Point literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna lose the midterms. We're going to lose the midterms, then we're going to lose in 2028, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest, retarded crap, and now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
I'll answer you, Tim. For clicks. Okay, One of two things. One of two things. Once again, I do not think Candace Owens is an idiot. Do I think she's nuts? There's a percentage or two. But I either think Candace Owens, and I can see all everybody that's watching, feel free to chat. I do not care whether you're center, right, or left. I don't care whether you think Tim Pool's amazing. Candace Owens is amazing. Feel free to comment. My personal belief is I think I'm going to edge on the side, God, I hope I'm right, edge on the side that Candace is just Warp 9 level, Kobayashi Maru type grifting. Deep, heavy grift level. She sees she's going to make herself huge. She's going to pull herself even more clicks and money. She wants to be the ipso facto 100% biggest streamer anywhere. Fame is a big driver, folks. A little bit under that, though. I'm going to give the scenario I just told you about a 55-60%. Now, the 40 to 45%, I'm going to say she's deep state. There's a chance. And for all you new people coming in, I see you guys there up here. We have 35 people watching. Let me know. And 4 or 5 on Rumble. Okay. So let me know. What do you think? What do you, the rest of you out there, think? I know what Jay Watterson and Joel thinks. And Jay Watterson is my firebrand. Joel is a little more my reasoned, and Joel will be like, don't know. So, but I'm listening. I think Jay Watterson reads probably as much as I do. We may differ in opinion, though. Joel, not throwing you guys under the bus. Joel sees me on more, I don't know, but I'm going to come here and listen. I want to see what everybody's saying until I can make up an opinion. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, Carl threw in his comments. Sean Savage, how you doing? Sean Savage says TPUSA is corrupt. The financials are a mess. I don't know. TPUSA came out and did a statement where they said, come at us. Our financials are dead on. That kind of opens the door that if their financials aren't dead on, damn. The balls to come out and say they're dead on. Come look. We haven't missed any of these sheets ever. We got everything out on time. Everything's listed. That's pretty ballsy to say that with all the heat on them. I mean, that is going to take, that's past Trump level. Stand up and say, fight, fight, fight. If I got, bullet through the earballs. To have all this eyeballs on them and heat and they come out and do a statement. One, calling Candace to come on, let's talk about this. Bring it in. Let's debate. And then to say, our financials are dead on. Come look. That's some balls, Sean. But welcome, and I appreciate it. And by the way, Sean and everybody else here, Carl, you can ask Jay Waters or anybody else that comes here regular, we do not have to agree. You can look at me and go, yep, that's a retard. I don't even mind the word retard. You could throw retard at me in the chat. I don't care. Because I am not saying I'm an all-knowing person. I fix cars for a living. I have my 1980s growing up toys in my den down here. I have Star Trek stuff. So I'm not saying I'm an end-all be-all. In fact, I appreciate all points of view, whether we agree or not. Jay Watterson and I have had some disagreement. So have me and Jim Patterson. In fact, Jim Patterson messaged me earlier, and he said he was got to get some gummies and go to sleep. All right, let me see here. So just anybody coming in knows I have no problem with disagreement. All right, Jay Watterson's questioning everything as usual. So when I want to mention Jay Watterson, not like I'm throwing him under the bus. He's my most active viewer and emailer. And honestly, him and I don't have to agree, but man, he really does. He'll throw it at me, yes or no, agree or disagree. And I can respect the shit out of that. All right. Sean says stop. Uh-oh. Alley Cat, I don't think she is doing this for the clout. Okay? I'm going to hopefully disagree. I hope she's doing this for the clout more than the other option that is in my head is a big one, that she's deep state. Because if you think about this, I'm not saying I'm right, but think about this. If she is deep state, what would not, this is the perfect time, place, and way for the deep state to fight back against Trump and Republicans. This is the perfect second moment and option to go after. And the best way to go after and try to take down Trump. And it's weird how Charlie, come on, Jay Waterson, come on, buddy. And even Joel, I think, has had a few questions about the whole assassination of Charlie Kirk. What if that was the deep state that took him down because they knew he was being too big? He was going to help make sure Trump held the midterms for once. He was going to make sure that J.D. Vance became the president. And maybe Charlie Kirk would have been after Vance. I don't know. It just seems too like the perfect timing for the deep state. Because if you are deep state right now, you are like, ugh, we are so back. Yeah. Right now, the deep state is cheering. Comey is sacrificing gerbils in his felching contests at home. If you're here a couple weeks ago, you know what the felching contest is with the gerbil. Maybe we'll play that at the end of the stream again. Jeez, that was one of my... It's just scary funny. All right. Let me see. Jay Waterson. Candace is playing Kirk to TPUSA's con. Nice. I'm still of my two opinions, but dude, getting credit. Yeah, giving my little old Klingon salute. Remember that? The old Klingon salute? Boy, the old Klingon salute was pretty close to you know what. Dude, I respect the whole comment there. All right, I'm going to open that link and save it. Thank you. Okay, Sean, I think she believes what she's saying. Okay, Sean, let me ask you a quick question, bud. Do you think she's being misled? And once again, to anybody watching, feel free to comment on what you think. You believe what she's being saying? Do you think she's being misled? Or do you think she's somehow in her mind does really believe this on her own? Deep state isn't a left-right thing. I'm going to disagree. I think the deep state definitely leads left. Because if you look at everything we can see that deep state has actually done, it always moves to the left. Now, do I think the Uniparty is right or left? I'm going to say the Uniparty leans left also, just because they will do so, because moving that way gives them their dollar bills and their power. I think a lot of what is going on in this country moves to the left against the American people. I think the American public, the average public, not the crazy leftards out there rioting, burning stuff, marching the streets, attacking ICE agents, running around with their nose rings, purple hair, bash themselves ahead like the person in my gym walking around with a raccoon tail hanging out of his purse. Weird crap. Most of the average Americans are center or right, but we keep getting drug left, which is why we're facing huge problems in America. The people have wanted, here's an example. The American public, in even lefty polls, have shown between 77 and 85% of all Americans want voter ID. Yet our government, Democrat and Republican alike, have refused to do it. So to a lot of lefties, that means, oh my God, that's a right-leaning thing. Except 77 to 80% of all Americans want this voter ID, the so-called right-leaning thing. But the United States government, Democrat and Republican alike, say no. No. Even if most of you agree, no. So I think the deep state and the uniparty lean left against the American people that lean center or right. My opinion. Take that for what it's worth. By the way, everybody, I haven't said it yet. Good morning. My wife is right. I seem to have a niche for these early morning streams. Please do me a favor. Hit thumbs up for the stream. Share it with anybody you think might like stupidity. And hey, if you come back once in a while and you like more than a couple of my videos, then please, then subscribe. Not the first time you run into me, as I haven't earned it yet. But please at least give that thumbs up. Let YouTube... I have had YouTube dealings where they have openly pretty much admitted... Stephen from India has admitted that, yeah, they're not shadow banning me. They're openly holding me back. Which is great. Even Gary from Nerdrotic has said he would hate to try to start his channel now on YouTube. Yeah, because he said it's almost impossible for him to ever have gotten where he is now. Starting today. All right, let me see here. Deep state is left or right. I disagree with that. Jared, how you doing this morning, Jared Carr? Trump is deep state. You know what? What if he is? Wow. Tell you, wouldn't that be the biggest, excuse my language, the biggest mind fuck of all time? I don't think Trump, my personal opinion is I don't think Trump is deep state, but I think Trump is a man who actually ran not thinking he would win. He won, and then he found a calling maybe of his own. And I'm not sure he does everything the way we would think. Wow, why does he do this? Because he's not a lifetime politician. A businessman will make some of the mistakes he's made. So, I don't know. I don't think he's deep state, but welcome, Jared. And maybe, I don't know. Lindsey Graham is deep state. Lindsey Graham is a neocon. That man has never met a war he doesn't like. All right. There was lots of disinformation, but hard to... Jay Watterson, 100%. Lots of disinformation being put out. Hard to sift through what's the truth. Sean, I think she's suspicious of everything because she is hurting. I don't know if she's hurting because of the right reasons. I've heard at least 3 major right or center-leaning pundits say that she's acting like a jilted lover. I don't know. If you are hurting because your best friend got killed, I know I wouldn't try to tear down his organization. I sure wouldn't try to tear down the president he loved and supported. I would probably not do that. I would honor that person by trying to help or bolster that. It seems like she's doing the opposite. All right. We'll get back to the video here on Tim here in a sec. But your guys' chats, anybody who's, seen my channel a long time knows I really like to answer the chat. All right. Rad. I don't know how to say that last part. Rad, 00 Rad. She's on too many conspiracies at the same time. Good point. France and now TPUSA battling on 2 fronts. And actually the France thing, Rad, is a multiple fronts because she said Brigitte Macron is a man, and then she said Brigitte Macron is the president's dad. She's doubled on that one. But yes, welcome, Rad, and thank you very much. But yeah, she's battling on, I'd say, 2.5 fronts. Sean, Candace has always been conspiracy-minded to a degree. Yes, and actually, Sean, as we mentioned a little bit ago, Candace was far left. And then suddenly was working. She probably, as some people said, she's always been lefty. But hey, the dollar bills were over at Daily Wire. She went over there. Daily Wire helped her grow big. And now she's heading right back to where she was maybe. A friend of mine emailed me today, ex-Marine friend. He's like, He told me, he's like, this is no big deal. He goes, Candace is just now, after she's used people to grow on the right, she used them, she's going right back to her roots on the left. I don't know. He might be right. You might be right. Sure don't argue with an ex-Marine who was injured in combat, so, yep. It's not morning everywhere. I know it isn't, Rad. It's one of the amazing things about living in this time. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are. So yes, you are right, Rad. Sean Savage, Palantir is meant to be the definition of deep state. The CIA startup with Teal, yes. Dude, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to go against you, Sean. Palantir is a worry. I have recently started trying to read into Palantir more. Not only just because I'm a grifter of my own, looking like, hey, is that stock worth purchasing? Tell you what, I wish I would have purchased Palantir about, a couple years ago? Damn it. Whether you think it's a grift or not, or you think it's deep state or not, tell me you don't look at it for your own wallet and go, oh, shoot. It's like Bitcoin. Don't you wish you would have got in on Bitcoin like 5 years ago? Ugh. It stings. But no, Sean, yeah, Palantir is a problem that a lot of people on the left and the right, actually, I see a lot more people on the right. A lot more people on the right and center look at Palantir and go, I don't like you. People on the left go, oh, Palantir. People on the right and the center go, ooh, something stinks a little. They've even said, J.D. Vance, Palantir, you should distance yourself. Jared. Who is his biggest donors? Jared, who are you talking about on who's his biggest donors? Are you talking about Trump? Oh, Rad 00 Rad. I don't know if I'm saying that right, buddy. Just stumbled on your channel. Do me a favor and unpause your video, Tim. Oh, no, we're going to play it in a second here. Sorry, man. We're actually going to continue on. I am extremely into the chat. I will overdo the chat. When I had my urban exploring channel, I would get so far behind because I had so many people in the chat on my Tuesday night streams. I don't know why. I really overdo paying attention to the chat. But I apologize. I will be moving on in just a second. And thanks for stopping in with any of your time. AI targeting in Gaza, it's all in the police systems. Vance is a Teal project. Maybe, Sean. Maybe. Rad. Okay. I'm just going to call you Rad. I'm too tired to try to fix it. All right, here we go. A little more with this.
Now, guess what? I'm not on the best of terms with Turning Point either. In case you didn't remember, they didn't invite us this year, and it's become a big thing or whatever. I have nothing. I can say I know what they are, I know what they do, and I'm glad they do it. And if we don't get along, so be it. I don't know that they make it without Charlie, whatever. But what is the purpose of intentionally fanning the flames for 3 endless months of just nonstop retard shit, Candace?
Especially if she supposedly says she loves Trump and supports the right. I will admit that.
Holy crap. You know, initially in the beginning, she brought up some interesting things. New photos had emerged, and I said, wow, I even said this to Andrew Colvett at Turning Point at the beginning of October. Now she's at the point where it is video after video where she's saying it's an inside job. She's saying, like, there's a video of the dude, Mikey McCoy, grabbing his phone and making a phone call, and she's acting like that's weird. And then you get this other guy who's claiming that the business is a parking lot. Well, he full well knows businesses can be registered anywhere.
He's talking about a channel called Wolves and Finances. I actually subscribe to that channel, but I've thought about in the last couple months about deleting it. He went from stuff that seemed to be very level in calling things out factually, to he seems to have gone a little just looking for the clicks. Honestly, I don't mind a grift, guys. I don't mind like somebody like let's throw out an example. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. He is a grifter, and he's good at it, and he admits it. But it seems like Wolves and Finances has gone that way, and without it trying to admit he's a grifter. He was trying to show that TPUSA was sending $1.5 million to this, and there's no business there for them. No, they own the strip mall probably and are using the UPS mailbox. It's not what this guy thinks it is, and this guy, being an accountant, knows better. Knows you can have businesses. Knows you can use that as an address and mailing. So it's kind of stupid, especially since there's a UPS mailbox store there. It's like, ugh. So I get that. All right. Oh, no, Jay Watterson. DJ Cobra's a full-on grifter. Yes. You even knew his other name. Yes. See, I've been watching Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers long before he found his D-Day Cobra grift. Do I think Jeremy supports Donald Trump? Yes. Do I think he supported him before he did his D-Day Cobra thing? Yes. Do I think he's done an epic job at his D-Day Cobra channel? Yep. And I love how he openly admits the grift. That is a level that makes you just want to... Anybody's ever done YouTube, and I've been on YouTube a lot longer than some people know. I've had multiple channels, some that did pretty good. Not Jeremy level good, but pretty damn good. I made money on YouTube. Yes, I have, through a couple of them. But, yeah, I got to respect somebody that's that good at grifting across multiple channels and does it well. And it's not even a grift. I don't understand why in this day and age of electronics and online streaming and everything, where there are still people that would get annoyed about money being made on YouTube and Rumble and Kick and stuff. Why? It still takes time and work. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, your D-Day Cobra is full-on grifter. He 100% is. And he will tell you that dead on. All right. Sean, it's in the U.S. police systems. I listened to this Tim video 2 hours ago. Tim has made some valid points. No proof yet on the TPUSA claims. He did another video. He didn't talk about it much tonight on IRL, but he did talk about it a little again. And he's kind of still sticking with... I'll tell you this. Tim has given no less evidence than Candace is.
To be fair, it's not only just Candace and saying what she's saying. It is all of these people who are like piranhas ripping the right to shreds. And you know what? A lot of cowards on the right being unwilling to say anything about it. Well, this is where we go. The Democrats are trying to find a way back to reality. They published this thing where they said, oh, we've got to, it's called Deciding to Win. And they said, we have to address kitchen table issues. Like hell, I would ever vote for someone like Elizabeth Warren or Gavin Newsom. But what I think is likely to start occurring now is the grifter right is cannibalizing itself. You are going to see the right now move from a populist base more to a neocon base. Democrats are going to go to war internally over the far left, and you'll see the emergence now of these deciding to win types, which, like Stephen A. Smith, will start agreeing with people like me and Joe Rogan.
If I remember right, the deciding to win people are the ones that put up all the billboards that are pretty much intimating, if not outright telling, our soldiers, our military, our National Guard, whatever, to disobey the president. I believe that is that group. And they are, if you follow the money, Soros-backed. I'm not trying to do booga-booga. Really is Soros-backed.
And they're going to try and win back the ground, and they're going to utilize the absurdity, psycho-reality of Candace Owens to rip people from the right so that Democrats can start winning again. And that is the reality the right has to contend with. Conservatives had a coalition. Charlie helped build it. Disaffected liberals came on board. People like Candace are intentionally burning it to the ground. Stephen A. Smith is coming out. Bill Maher even now coming out more reasonably. The Democrats are going to...
I do not trust Bill Maher. I never recommend anybody trust Bill Maher. Bill Maher was one of the biggest drivers of the woke bullshit, of the trans bullshit, until it became less popular. Then he's out there telling everybody and lecturing everybody, stop your idiotic trans stuff. Stop the woke. It's gone too far. Screw that. Watch out for Bill Maher. Bill Maher is a piece of shit. And as for the conservatives, I'm neither conservative nor liberal. I'm what I call a concentrist with a slight leaning to the right. But you know what? I don't like conservatives anymore because of the party of vote us in, we'll fix everything. Then they get in and go up, 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 up. Oh my God, power, hot potato, we can't touch it. We can't do nothing. So I don't like them.
Reemerge. Those that sold their souls for woke and to COVID are going to lose out, and they're going to retire. The AOC types, you're going to see her desperately try to moderate, but we're going to see in these swing districts, they're going to try. Now, that being said, hyperpolarization, as I've already described, may affect New York and Los Angeles and Chicago, so we will see it. Maybe it all just gets ripped apart.
I'm going to disagree with Tim real quick. He said you'll see AOC try to moderate. Are you kidding? Zoram Mamdani is farther left than AOC. AOC is going to have to go farther left to keep up. AOC and her ilk used to be the far, crazy, fringe left of the Democrat Party. Now, she's not. Now, she's somewhere between the average old school Democrats and the Mamdani crazy communist left. I know he calls himself I'm a Democrat socialist. They only use that phrase because right now the word using the word communist still has too much of a stink. He is a communist. Now AOC is closer to a Democrat socialist. Bernie Sanders is between AOC and Mamdani. He is partially socialist and partially communist. But AOC's not going to moderate, Tim. She's going to have to head left if she wants to stay relevant, if she wants to keep her high standing in the Democrat Party, unless she just lets herself fade back a little bit. I don't know if AOC has that. I think AOC likes the limelight, likes the power she's built up. That power she's built up is why one of the reasons I think Pelosi's leaving. So I don't think AOC's going to moderate. I think she's going to go farther left. That's just me. I'll catch up with you guys as we finish.
But anyway, and you end up with 15 different factions all fighting for power in the federal government. All I can say is it is frustrating to look at everything that's happening in the world and realize, for a brief moment, my friends, maybe it's a little bit too black-pilled, but I'll say what I'm going to say. It looks like victory a year ago. It wasn't a long, protracted election. It was a snap and done.
And it was a big victory. It was a big victory. And especially if you include the whole cluster F that was our last census, where they openly admitted we screwed up and gave the Democrats way too many representatives, way too many electoral college votes. But we're not going to correct it until 2030 because we're going to help. We're part of the deep state. We're going to help Biden or Kamala against Trump. So we'll correct it in 2030 after Trump's gone. Oopsie. We know exactly how much we fucked up and helped the left, but we're not going to correct it till 2030. That is insane. Trump won big, but it's even a bigger win if you remove the cluster fucking from the deep state Census Bureau.
Trump won. Wow. And then one by one, cracks in this coalition begin to form. For whatever reason, the falling of Daily Wire, the ousting of Jeremy Boring, he's gone. Whatever it is going on with Daily Wire, I have no idea. But for some of these guys, their views have gone down. There's been heavy critiques. There's the Israel and anti-Israel rights now fighting each other. You see these cracks forming. You get the Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes dispute, and now Candace Owens is trying to burn down Turning Point. And so what it feels like to me is we're watching the ship sink. It's a Huey.
Yeah, he might be right. Now, I will say this, and this is going to be a shot across Jay Waterson's bow because I know he's not going to like getting a compliment from me. Jay Waterson was mentioning Nick Fuentes. Yes, I've been interested in him, and I've saved some of his videos, but after Jay Waterson was telling me, you really got to pay attention to this dude, I started watching, and Nick Fuentes is not everything they've made him out to be, which once again makes it even worse that somehow Candace is being uplifted in the algorithms everywhere. Once again, that sounds deep state. We already know our government has control and pushes algorithms. It's weird that Candace is getting uplifted and on the front pages of YouTube with the stuff she's saying, but Nick Fuentes is banned almost everywhere. And I'll say, Jay Waterson, I have been watching a lot more of Nick Fuentes, including this morning where Crowder was talking Nick Fuentes. And I can see their disagreements. They have definite differences of opinion. But you know what? I don't know if anybody saw that. They agreed on a lot more than they disagreed on. 100%. And even the disagreements, both men were civil about. There were no disagreements they would come to fisticuffs over. They could discuss. Nick Fuentes is not everything they've made him out to be. He's not the Ooga Booga man. Hell, Candace has said more insane shit than Nick has. So, Jay Waterson, sorry, buddy. I know you're not going to like it. You're going to pucker a little at this, but I give you some credit. You pushed me to not only have these videos, but watch them. Yeah, Nick makes some sense. A lot more sense than I would have thought. He's not perfect, but you know what? He's not what they're saying he is. He's not some anti-Semitic, hateful piece of crap. So it's scary. Scary as hell how much they've gone after him. While pushing Candace into everybody's feed. All right, so we will go to Candace's response here in a second. Hang on here. All right. The other Jeremy, a.k.a. Quartering, is a fading grifter. You know, it seems you're right, Jay Waterson. Damn it, I hate this. This is like Jay Waterson's happy place tonight. Yeah, Jeremy from the Quartering's been having problems. He's lost a focus and he's floundering a little. Once again, my tiny little pinprick of a channel. My biggest channel I ever had was my Urban Exploring channel, guys. Okay, actually, Tough Topics was probably a little bigger. My Urban Exploring channel got to the high of, I believe, 4,700 subscribers. My Tough Topics gave us some friends in New Zealand. I think we got to 5,300. So I'm a pinprick no matter what. And I've had multiple channels. But yeah, Jay Waterson, I think I agree with you. Jeremy's been having some problems lately. And it's been driving him nuts, but don't feel bad for him. The man is very rich. So, all right. I will say this. I like Jeremy live streaming more than I like his videos. Jeremy from the Quartering. I like his live streaming better. He does seem to have lost a focus. All right. Rad. True, no one is really putting it up, so perhaps shut up. 100%. All right. Also rad. Jay Waterson, watch him because he puts a lot of 10-minute videos. He does a grift. His coffee hard. Yeah. Well, I admit, it's tough times right now. Like I said, I've had 2 channels that have made money on YouTube in the past. And then I stopped YouTube for a while. But I understand if you are doing YouTube as a living, yeah, it's tough. I guess ad revenue is way down, and if you got a company doing coffee, you're probably, yeah, he does, but I will admit, he does over-grift it, which he's even addressed. But yeah, he does overdo the coffee brand coffee. He's got to tone it a little. How about little cards on the side that pop up during your videos? Buy coffee brand coffee. Something like that. Or end cards, which I don't even do on this channel. Let's see. I watch it because let's see. Okay, now Jay Waterson, I support AOC primarying Schumer. So do I. And I don't know if you and I agree for the reasons you are wanting that. I want it just because of the very fact I do not like people being in our government as long as Schumer has. I do not like AOC. I do not agree with AOC on 99.7943%. Yeah, I like that number. Of what she believes, wants, and says. I think she's a semi-moron. But I want her over Schumer because I do not want some boomer with his pants up to his nipples. My wife is not even a political person. She's like, dude, why does that guy's pants keep getting higher? When she's seen me watching some of my videos. She's like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah. When your pants get almost to your nipples, that's it, out of Congress. You cannot tell me, no matter what you think of AOC, at least she knows what Twitter is. She knows how to use a live stream. She knows how to do stuff. She understands some of the younger population a little bit. And no, I'm not as old as you think I am. But no, I think Schumer and a lot of the oldsters need to be out of there. In fact, I'm going to be a jerk. I don't think anybody that's over 80 should be in our government. And that includes Mr. Donald Trump. As energetic as that man is, damn. Or how about this? Everybody over the age of 65 must pass a mental acuity test. And a, hey, can you deal with our today's technology test? A couple tests. My father is in his upper 80s. Well, mid 80s. And he has to test for his driver's license every year now. I think we should have multiple tests for anybody in government running a fucking country. My father is just driving his Chevy Avalanche. Yes, he has one too. An old '02 Avalanche down the street. He has a test for his driver's license every year. But we got people making bills, running a country, making laws, regulations for you and me in their 70s and 80s that don't need to be tested every year. That is insane to me. So Jay Watterson, I am going to agree with you in my long answer. I would take AOC over Schumer any day of the week. And I know some people in the chat will go, oh, I really would. I really believe that. Okay. Let's see. Catch up here. AOC. Okay, Red. Quartering is not just a grifter. He's a lying grifter. Ooh, really? He's lying. I really haven't caught Jeremy in a lot of lies. What I've caught Jeremy doing, and once again, I'm a nobody. I'm a jackass nobody with, I'm streaming at 4:46 a.m. my time. Jeremy has a habit of overstretching things in a boring way. He doesn't, like I said, he's lost a focus. He stretches things out when it should be shorter. Cut it back. If Jeremy from the Quartering has a 20-minute video, it would work better as a 10 to 13-minute video. He needs to cut some. I will say that I think the Jeremy from the Quartering, I think he used to be more focused and succinct in the past. I don't know if he's just been doing it too long or what, but he does seem to have lost a little bit of his ability to be an amazing streamer on YouTube. I think he's still good. I mean, come on. Look at how much he still gets and makes across multiple platforms. So, I can't crap on him too much. True, he fired all of his staff. Yep. Only because I'm going to pay the staff. Yeah. Broke soon. He was whinging about being on 15 years and alluding to his time might be coming to an end. Well, that happens. Honestly, not every channel lasts forever. In fact, somebody like Crowder or Pool or even Dr. Disrespect or some of the other channels who've really gone on a long time, that's good. There's a lot of channels come and go on YouTube. Like I said, for my own small retarded ass, I've admitted I've had, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've had 7 channels on YouTube. I've been on a good while. My biggest, well, the biggest one's still available because a friend of mine who I was doing the other channel, Tough Topics with, had a slight problem and he had the all-day passwords, everything, and deleted our channel. Him and I have more than made up for that together. But Exploring with CF, look it up. It's still it's lost subscribers, but lately it started gaining again. Weird as crap is my urban exploring channel. But I'm nowhere near Jeremy the Quartering. But yeah. But YouTube's a huge ecosystem, especially now in 2025. Jeremy came on, what, 10, 15 years ago? Imagine the world in 2015 or 2010 compared to now. Yeah, he's facing a lot of uphill battle. He's starting to seem like, and I'm not saying because of his physical age, because of how long he's been on YouTube, he's starting to seem like the old man on the tube. You know? And I'm seeing 80-year-olds that look fresh compared to him. Sorry, Jeremy. Just because they're new to this. They're come on hot and heavy. Focus. I got a friend named Scott. He does retirement videos. Yeah, he's older than me. I swear he is. He does retirement videos. And he's got a fresh burning channel. So, yeah. Let's see here. Trying to catch up. He wasted so much money. Well, he's made a lot of money. Jeremy from the Quartering's made a lot of money. I think, yeah, he's a computer guy too. But I think he's probably made the majority of his money off YouTube and online. All right. Not wandering here. If girls go on shopping sprees and realize the numbers dropped and you have to get a huge mortgage and Lambo. Yeah. Yeah. Say what? I win. Keno Casino. They go hard in the Quartering. I've seen Keno Casino. Yeah. Yep, I've seen Keno Casino. In fact, Jeremy on the Quartering has actually mentioned them himself. He has no problems mentioning people that don't agree with him. But yeah, they have gone pretty rough on him. They really have. I've seen that. USA needs term limits for all positions at federal level. Oh, 100%. 100%. In fact, I would say no matter what, I'd say 10 years in our government and you're out. Okay, if we're going to stick with the 6-year terms of Senate, 12 years, done. That's even 12 years is so much better than the 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I mean, Pelosi's been in there, what, 40 years, I think, or 50 years? That is nuts. Feinstein was in there for like 50 years and died in there. That is nuts. It is crazy. So I agree. We need term limits. Phil Abonte will probably join the Quartering right before they file for Chapter 11. I don't think Phil Abonte will ever join them. I think Phil Abonte, I know Tim Pool's been having Tate do some of his Rumble streams during the day. I'm not a big fan of Tate. I'm not picking on the guy. I just don't think he's as good as online presence. Yeah, I'm one to talk, right? Look at me. But I don't think Tate's near as good as Tim as an online presence. I think, if anything, I think Tim, since he's had his child and everything, is feeling, and everything going on, I think Tim is getting tired. I think Tim is feeling black-pilled. I think Tim is feeling like, Jesus, what the F is going on? Not that I think he's irrelevant as much as the Quartering. Sorry, Jeremy. But I think Tim is just, I don't know if I want to bust my ass and bang my head against the wall as much. I think we may see Tim back down in the next 1 to 2 years and either put Tate and or Phil Abonte in a lot more stuff. I would not be upset to see Phil Abonte run more IRLs. And it's not picking on Tim, but Phil does a good job on IRL. Phil is good at discussions. All right, we'll get to the Candace response in about a minute here. I'm going to answer these last couple messages and we'll go on. Once again, my biggest failing on my other channels is people got mad at me because I paid too much attention to the chat. All right. Quartering used to be good. I agree. Quartering has changed. Rad. Stretching videos out due to needing more ads to play for revenue. That's probably what he's doing. You're probably right. You're probably right. You are probably right. All right. Jeff Gates, how you doing? Candace has lost the plot. Now, Jeff, that's where I kind of come down. I really hope she's lost the plot or she's just Warp 9 level grifting. Then she's deep state. But either way, now Jeff might be saying lost the plot, as in maybe she is deep state. I don't know, Jeff. Feel free to let me know. Do you mean she's just gone knucking futs? Do you think she's just Warp 9 level, gold level grifting? Or do you think she's maybe deep state? All right. Pelosi with her 16,000% portfolio increase. Yeah. She is one of the top. I was watching a couple videos where Nancy Pelosi and her husband are two of the top all-time investors in the stock markets on Wall Street over anybody, including Warren Buffett. Their percentages are insane. Her family is set for 5 to 6 generations easy. That is nutso. That is not public service. That is public serve us. And I am tired of it. How is it Martha Stewart can go to jail for even breathing about 1/10 of a millionth of a percent of what Pelosi and everybody in Congress does? That's why they go in worth maybe $900,000 to $2 million and come out worth $80 million. You ain't doing that on $150,000 a year without bullshit going on. Once again, the American public is hugely Democrat, Republican, left, right, whatever you want to call it, libertarian, all for making laws these people can't be investing while they're in office like that. And yet, never happens. The government of the people, by the people, for the people is on life support. It's of the government, by the government, for the government right now. And Trump is, in my opinion, a huge threat to that. All right. That's why even Republicans, they only support Trump because he calls himself one of them, and they see a way to use him to keep themselves in power and or give them power over the other side. You know, they won't use it. All right. Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? Allowing the senators to vote whether they can grift in government for life for a few years like cops investigating themselves and did nothing wrong. 100%. Crazy officials in USA can do insider trading. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But even somebody as famous as Martha Stewart can go to jail for it. All right. Now, this is Candace Owens' response to Tim Pool. I love the captioning here, the wording. Candace Owens just roasted at Tim Pool in response to calling her a fucking scumbag and blaming her for the division. I'm sorry. I'm going to go with Tim. I've seen this. Tim is right. She's, I don't know. She's mental or she's a scumbag. Okay. Let me know in the chat, and you don't have to agree with me. I'm saying scumbag. Whether she's grifting or she's deep state, she's scumbag. Let me know in the chat. Do you think she is a fucking scumbag? Or do you think she is dead on? Let me know. Scumbag or not scumbag in the chat. Let me know. And we're going to go into this and see how Candace, in her normal try to be derisive tone. I will give Tim that. Tim is rarely, not never, rarely derisive. Candace is derisive. Anybody doesn't agree with Candace, you're a retard.
28, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest, retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Because they killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms. We just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they.
All right, I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to say right there. Now that right there, I've been trying to keep my mouth shut this whole stream, not to give away before we got here. That right there makes me think she's deep state. If you were a true Charlie Kirk supporter, if you really, Charlie Kirk was your friend and you were going to honor him, if you truly supported Donald Trump, you would not say what she just said. You would not say, we don't give a shit about your midterms. Then screw that. She is either she's a lefty, and she's always been lefty, and now she's just, ha, we gotcha. I'm going to fuck your midterms into a mud hole. Ha, ha. Or she's a deep state piece of shit. One of the two. That is my level. Anybody that is MAGA, Republican, conservative is not going to say, screw your midterms. They're not going to go look at everything the Biden administration did and Kamala wanted to do. Every insane stand of the left right now and go, ha ha, screw your midterms. What she's saying is, fuck you, America. You are going to have transitioned kids. You are going to lose your freedom of speech. We're going to make it like the UK. You post something online that upsets somebody's fifis, we're going to arrest you. We are going to start limiting stuff and taking away rights. We are going to go UK, Canada ×2. The very fact that she says that means fuck you, because she has rich as shit. It's not going to hurt her. Her and her husband are multi-millionaires. They don't care. Between the two of them, they're probably close to billionaire level. She don't give a shit. She can run to other countries. She can move. She can stream from anywhere. It doesn't matter. She is looking at anybody center right and saying, screw you, I don't give a shit. I'm here to burn the system down, either for my own clicks and power or for the deep state. Like I said, I've had a hard time holding my tongue until this. That right there says it all, and I'll even replay it.
And it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together,
and there's that derisive face. She always does this.
She says the stupidest, retarded crap, and now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Now, I will tell you this. How many videos you seen of Candace Owens, when anybody's called her out for her presumptive wording, she's ever refuted that or tried to push back? She doesn't, because she knows she's doing it.
Because they killed Charlie Kirk.
Who? Who killed Charlie Kirk? TPUSA killed Charlie Kirk? Bullshit. Yeah, a whole shitload of people said, screw my living. Screw my job. Screw making millions. Screw saving the country. That a lot of those people were just as in deep as Charlie Kirk is saving the country. Screw that, and screw the midterms, and hey, America, enjoy Democrat rule. Yeah, that's exactly what Charlie Kirk would have wanted.
In broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms. We just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they view Charlie Kirk. That's why I say, was anything in his life real? Tim Pool is going off right now because he's like, it's not the time. You guys need to be mules. You need to keep voting in.
She's saying nothing again. This isn't the time. What do you mean? Tim's saying nothing. You're saying nothing. Nothing. Tim gave actual reasons. She's saying nothing. She is almost Kamala level of saying word salads here. I will string together a bunch of shit that sounds good, but it isn't really refuting or addressing what Tim said so far.
And the very corrupt people that are lying to your faces right now about what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Who?
It is not the time, because it is your job to get people into office. This is what I mean when I suggest that nothing.
Keep in mind, this woman and her husband, their main residence, I don't care what houses they have in America, their main residence is in London. I believe it's London, or I know it's UK. So she don't give a
And
shit.
Charlie Kirk's life was real. So he really thinks he's doing something there. And actually what he's doing is proving my point. These people just saw Charlie as a means to an end.
How did Tim do that? Tim's been uninvited by TPUSA. He's not part of them. They're mad at Tim. Tim ain't doing nothing to get back in their graces. He's done a lot of shit to piss them off. He said that they did a lot of things wrong. He thinks there's stupidity on their side too. She is saying a lot of nothing again. This is what she does. People go, yeah, Tim, how dare you? But what did Tim say? Nothing. He even admits how him and TPUSA aren't getting along. How they are mad at him for what he said.
Okay? As a political horse that they could ride. And so for whatever reason, they got tired riding him. And now they're angry because they also were going to whip the horse, the ghost of Charlie Kirk, and say, we still need you to shore up votes. And it is inconvenient.
Right now, Charlie Kirk is looking down. Charlie Kirk is screaming in heaven. She is going against everything Charlie Kirk stood for. Everything Charlie Kirk built. She is shitting on it and wiping her ass. Charlie Kirk would have flogged himself to help and make sure the country moves more, and he's more conservative than I was, but move more to the right to help Donald Trump. And now she is doing the exact opposite. You're going to tell me Charlie Kirk would be going, yeah, thanks, Candace. Not at all.
That people who actually cared about Charlie and saw him as a, I don't know, human being,
You didn't.
want to know why he was publicly executed in front of us and why we're being lied to about everything. That is why Tim Pool is upset.
There's wording again. We're being lied to about everything. Are we? Are we being lied to about everything? Bring the fucking receipts. Show me that we are being lied to about everything. She throws the words out there. And then just moves on. Moves on. Once again, like Tim or not, at least Tim gave reasons and, why he was saying stuff. She just throws it out there and goes on. She does mouth diarrhea. And just moves on and lets the morons that watch her ad nauseum go, oh, yeah, let their brains fill in. Fill in the rest. She knows exactly what she's saying.
Because
whether she's just that smart of a grifter or deep state trained. Take your pick. I'm still got the tinfoil hat under here.
it's going to be my fault, not the fault of the feds for feeding us BS. It's not going to be
What
the
BS?
fault of Turning Point USA for lying and thinking that they're brighter than us and seemingly not caring about the investigation.
For what?
It's not going to be the
For what? What? The investigation?
us
What?
and seemingly not caring about the investigation. It's not going to be the fault.
How does it show they haven't cared about the investigation? Show me how TPUSA hasn't cared about the investigation. What is it they're supposed to do? Is TPUSA supposed to be like hiring what? Deckard from Blade Runner? Yeah, have Deckard go out and just start hunting them down. They didn't hire Deckard, or they didn't hire Rutger Hauer from Split Second to go out and just hunt them down. It has nothing to do with it. Charlie was always about the investigation, the authorities, and doing things the right way. So maybe they're honoring him by doing that. The fact that she's saying this, I think, is, once again, she's presumptive wording. She's throwing out bullshit conspiracy theories without saying anything.
Of, I don't know, maybe actual politicians like Donald Trump, who's a president of the United States, and look us in the face and said, are we still talking about the Epstein files? No.
Epstein files has nothing. I don't give a shit what you think of the Epstein files. That has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. She's wandered. She couldn't even stick with the topic. Shit on Tim as much as you want. He's stuck with a topic. She's already jumped around. What the absolute fuck? So now what? Charlie Kirk's assassination related to Epstein? Jeez Louise. I actually hope the Macrons in France decimate her, but I think something's going on. You do not pull this shit against the leaders of other governments and actually do shit that is clearly lawfully defamation and illegal without something in your pocket. Like she's being protected by the CIA, possibly, or NSA or something.
No, that's not his fault. The fault is Candace Owens for wanting to figure out who murdered her friend.
Oh, and that's all Candace is doing. It's not like little Candace is going out just throwing shit against the wall and watching it, seeing what sticks. That's all she's doing. And it's not even the good shit. We are talking Dumb and Dumber style, super lax shit. Just spraying it on the wall. And I know some of you guys are probably disagreeing with me. She's just spraying shit. And I'm sorry, if you look at what Tim Pool said over here, compared to what she's saying here, you don't have to like Tim, but Tim was focused and had real reasons for stuff. She's just throwing everything out there again and giving her fandom the fodder to go, let their little brains go, and the little gerbil falls out the way. Oh, get the gerbil back on. Oh, yeah, because they killed Charlie. Or, ooh, Epstein. Oh, my God. Ugh. And, hey, a lot of you don't even really know. I'm not even sure anybody knows. I actually used to really like Candace. So it's not like I went into Candace going, ugh, Candace Owens. I actually said, I'm not sure it was on this channel or my last channel, I said I thought Candace Owens could be our first female president. So that's how far I went from one way to the other.
Don't you guys get it? Like, we're just an
don't we get it?
Why do you care so much about humans? Like, why are you a human? Like, if somebody in your family dies, you need to focus on midterms. Okay? That is the point of a Tim Pool show. It doesn't matter what you are going through at home. I want you guys to hear this, okay? I don't care if you have family members that are dying.
Who said that? Did Tim say that? Tim has been as upset as anybody about Charlie Kirk's death. Charlie Kirk's death messed with him. I've been watching Tim for a long time, just like some other channels, and that man was broken down to tears multiple times. I have yet to see Candace lose it like Tim has. She seems very cold in comparison. Just saying.
Who have died, if you have children that you care about and you maybe don't want to live in a world that's run by...
Oh my God, because Tim is horrible. Here we go. Ad nauseum idiot attacks. Nothing real and substantial. Tim, whether or not you liked his attacks and wording, had something of substance.
Pedophiles, you need to put that...
Pedophiles has something to do with Charlie's murder. She doesn't stick on it. She doesn't stick on it. And yes, I hit a button.
Maybe actual politicians like Donald Trump, who's the president of the United States, for wanting to figure out who murdered her friend.
I'm just trying to figure out who killed him. That's all I'm trying to do. By saying Brigitte Macron has a wiener, and Brigitte Macron is the president of France's actual dad instead of the wife. We are talking about France, not Alabama. She throws Epstein in here about Charlie Kirk shit. That should tell you all you need to know. The fact she couldn't even stick on that topic.
Friend.
Jesus.
Don't you guys get it? Like, we're just an algorithm.
Oh, don't I get it? She goes after your intelligence. If you don't agree, you don't get it. I disagree with you guys in the chat all the time. I don't go, don't you get it? I say all the time, we have different points of view. We may not agree. Not her. Don't you get it? She is putting herself above you and saying, if you don't agree with her, yeah, she's intimating, once again, that presumptive language that you're the dumbass. Pay attention to Candace.
Humans, like, why are you a human? Like, if somebody in your family dies, you need to
fuck
focus on
does that
midterms.
mean?
Okay, that is the point of it.
I hate to tell her this. Midterms have a huge effect on the lives of 350 million Americans. Yes, Charlie Kirk dying sucked. It's horrendous. It's insane. I want to find whoever did it and jail them forever in a horrid place. But she's like, who cares about the midterms? Charlie died. Who cares? I will fuck the lives of the whole country up. That right there. I paused at the perfect time. Her face says it all. I am Candace. Hear me bullshit you. I don't care how much it fucks the country up. I'm going to get my grift in. My opinion.
But Tim Pool show, it doesn't matter what you are going through at home. I want you guys to hear this, okay? I don't care if you have family members that are dying, family members who have died.
Dying.
You have children that you care about and you maybe don't want to live in a world that's run by pedophiles.
She has totally shifted from Charlie Kirk. How many times has she wandered to the Epstein thing because she knows that's a weakness on the right? She's not stuck with it.
You need to put that all aside and vote for whoever the hell Tim Pool tells you to vote for.
Oh, yeah? Tim told you to vote for her? I don't think so. Tim didn't mention anything to do with the Epstein shit either, lady.
Platform that idea. I think obviously there's something wrong with me, and Tim Pool's got it figured out. His soul seems like it's really intact, and it's not for sale at all. Anyways, we'll take a quick break.
Says the chick who was far left, then went to work for the Daily Wire, and now has wandered back. She's like a fucking yo-yo. Says yo-yo girl here. She is, I don't know if anybody remembers this, growing up in the 80s, the yo-yo ball. She's a yo-yo. She makes Duncan look like a stick.
28.
She is so off the reservation. She didn't even stick with actual responding what Tim said. Look at how she responded. She did not actually respond to what Tim said at all. She just spouted more shit and hopes that her true crime fans will just lap it up. All right. Does this mean you will or won't be watching Candace's stream tomorrow? I won't. I won't. I will look at, see what was said of it and see what anybody else says, and I'll go watch it if I feel or see clips that were worth it. I'm not going to take my time. All right. So let me back up here. Trying to see. Okay, allowing senators to vote. Blah, blah, blah. One-eyed Winky Crenshaw once said, "Why should senators be forced to make money on the insider knowledge?" What do you mean forced? They make plenty. They get. The whole point is this was supposed to be public service. They're not supposed to be up there to make money. It's not supposed to be a lifetime job. Our forefathers would leave major businesses at the time and leave it and go and do public service where they knew they weren't making dick. They would do their public service, then leave and go back to their businesses and their family. Not now. Now these asshats expect to make, I want to make $900,000 a year, or it just ain't worth it. That's not what public service is. Public service is you go do something for the good of the people around you, your countrymen, whatever else. Not, but what's in it for me? Once you ask that, like Dan Crenshaw, that's not public service. That's public serve us. They already get benefits packages you, me, and 99% of the country will never get. Lifetime, insanely good medical with zero out of pocket. They make, I believe, 90% of their normal pay for life. That is crazy. There's also a shitload, I didn't know till recently, a shitload of other government bennies and things they get to do over a lifetime that you and I never will get, or anybody who ever worked at a great company will get. There's government bennies. So yeah, no, I don't feel bad for these people. It's public service, you fuckwads. You don't like it, don't do it. Don't go do it. We pay you $150,000 a year, plus we pay for all your food, your transportation, your housing in DC. You don't pay shit. And to the average Joe out here in the street, $150,000 is a fuckload of money, especially if you're paying zero for so many other things in your life. So I don't feel for Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw, I've never liked him. Once again, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I look at the person and go, I like him or I don't. So, okay. I do not like Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw's a piece of shit. And the fact that he said insider knowledge, that is the very definition of insider trading. The very definition of what we send thousands and thousands of people to jail for every year. So Dan Crenshaw is a piece of shit. There's a noticeable change in Candace since her had her last kid. You're not the first person I've heard say that, Rad. I have heard other people say that. That they think postpartum crap, or some people, I've heard some people on X say that think her husband has been steering her, or don't want to throw in a conspiracy theory in the mix. I've seen some people post on X, and yes, even Reddit, that they think her husband, the UK citizen, is steering her. They think the UK government is steering Candace. Yep, MI5 or whatever else. They think that that is what's going on. But hey, I'm just going to mention it without saying I believe that. I don't know if that anything about that. I just read people posting that. I'm not going to presumptively language you. I don't know about that at all. All right. Candace may have postpartum. Yep, there you go. Jimmy considered. Yep. Continued right after that. But you think her husband would pull her back a little and go, hey. Well, to honor him, she should have taken over his leadership role for a year to steady the ship. You know what? Rad, that is perfect. I have no problem admitting I didn't think of that. Maybe in a passing brain fart somewhere I said, you know what? Why didn't Candace help? I think I remember telling a friend, why didn't she help out at TPUSA? I didn't think about taking over. You're right. Candace taking over TPUSA, continuing everything Charlie Kirk did would have been amazing. And you're right. I can't refute you. Wouldn't that have been epic of her to have done that? If she really honored her friend. And how else to find out if TPUSA actually did have something involved than to get inside? I'm saying. Nice job, Rad. Very nice. All right. That or her cheese slipped off her cracker. Nice, Jimmy. Ooh, Rad kind of likes slip where he's at. Sorry, when you spell honor that way, when you add an extra letter in there, a U, yeah, let that cheese slipped off her cracker. Jimmy, you might be right too, but Rand has a good point. Juliet Monroe, how you doing? Juliet, she's vengeful, and her wounded ego is what started this. First with Ben, then with Trump. Then whomever, after Charlie, I've always thought she was a phony, opportunist. Juliet, you were a little ahead of me. I now totally think she's a grifter or opportunist. Or the other one, as I said, deep state operative. She's always been a lefty deep stater, and she was grifting and playing. She was getting in. If you want to play wise guy, back in the old days, Ken Wall series called Wise Guy, she was getting undercover. And there she was activated and trying to destroy it. But yeah, I used to think Candace was something amazing. I touted her a bunch. Said she may be our first female president. But you know what, Juliet? I think you may be right. I've come around, even before the Charlie Kirk thing, I started looking at Candace going, and it's not because of Daily Wire, because I'm not a big fan of Ben Shapiro or some of the other Daily Wire people. I will watch a few here or there, but I'm not the biggest fan. I think they are very corporatist, kind of icky right. But yes, I've seen for a while, even before this, that she seemed grifter-ish. So yeah, Juliet, you seem to have got there before I did. So kudos to you and to me. All right, let's see. Trump didn't want her for press secretary, and this is how vengeful. You're right. I forgot about that. You're right. People were floating her hardcore for press secretary. You know what? I think you really clinched it there. Yeah, I forgot about that. They were really pushing her. Candace for press secretary. Candace. And then suddenly he didn't choose her. Maybe Trump knew something we didn't. Maybe he knew she was full of shit. I don't know. Juliet, welcome and thank you for that. That's 2 good comments right in a row, including one that I totally forgot. I forgot the people that were pushing her. Kay, how you doing? Hey, Kay Candy. I can't go along yet. Do some looking into CK's wife. I've looked into her. I know about all the crazy crap to do with Erica Kirk. I still don't think that Erica Kirk had him offed. I don't think she had anything to do with it. I don't think she's an Israeli operative. I've looked into all of that. Because other people have sent me a bunch of stuff on Erica Kirk. I do not think she is, oh my God, Mossad. And I know, not everybody's saying Mossad, but you know what I mean. How you doing this morning, Kay? Does this mean you will or won't be watching Candace's stream? I will not. Unless she's really going to say something amazing. I don't know. You know, Jay Watterson, screw you. I might. I don't know. God dang it. The curious George in me wants to know. Part of me wants to not. Well, depending on what I got going today, part of me wants to not. How about this? If I can listen to it while I'm at the gym today, fine. I'm not going to guarantee I'll listen to all of it, though. Whoa. Okay. James comes in here with a totally insane take. How you doing, James? James says, man, this stream is based. Give me 5 minutes and you're going to be going, oh my God, this stream is retarded. But welcome, James. I do like to say I have milliseconds of brilliance. Sometimes milliseconds in the milliseconds of brilliance. But thank you very much. How you doing this morning, James? Or afternoon or evening. As I've been reminded, not everybody's in the same time zone. To me, it is 5:26 a.m. But to some of you, it may be 5 p.m. Actually, I'm not sure of all the time zones. All right, next we will see Candace with a septum ring. Oh, damn. Oh, rad. Ouch. You know what? I gotta wonder what percentage of her viewers would be shocked if she suddenly showed up with that, or the hog ring. I don't know what, the nose ring here, the septum ring, purple hair, and how many would go? I saw that shit coming. Let me ask you, what percentage do you think of Candace Owens viewers are viewing because they think she's nuts and just want to watch the crazy, and what percentage are watching because they're like, yas, queen? Yeah. How about this? Put it in the chat. What percentage of people you think watch her because they think she's nuts and just want to watch the shit show? That's the one. Put that one in the chat. What percentage? Damn, rad. That was a good one. Woo! Dude, if she comes out with a nose ring tomorrow, you are going to be called you're going to be called like, let's pull an old school one out of my hat. Kreskin. Oh, look that one up. You are going to be called a soothsayer. Oh, my Lord. Candace used to be good when she actually went out investigating and following up on stories. You know, Jimmy, I totally agree. That was when she seemed very solid and in her element. Yes. I think after that, Candace found fame, some fortune, and attention. I'm not going to say, come on, my tiny channel, like I'm doing this for attention, but people like that grow, there are people that crave attention. I've known a couple people that got online just for attention. You never do very well just for attention. Now, she started out really good, and now she's going for the attention only. She got infected from being amazing at what she did, and then she's like, got to have the clicks, got to grow, need this, I need it. And I really get the feeling that Candace needs this. She needs the eyeballs. Anymore, it seems like she used to be a lot more of an honest person and doing something real, and now I get used car salesman a little bit. That's just me. All right, James. Okay, James agrees with Candace. James, she is so arrogant and conceited. She does seem that the way she, anytime it seems, and Candace didn't always used to be like this. When somebody disagreed with Candace, if you go back and look 4 years ago or so, when somebody disagreed with her, there was a discussion, a real, okay, disagree with me, let's see what we can do with that. Now she does this, like she's shown in the picture here. She laughs. She does this he look. She does this, how dare you disagree with me, I'm amazing look. And I think that does say a lot. You're right, James. She is very arrogant and conceited these days. And I think maybe she's gotten too big for her britches, as the old saying was. My dad would say she's got too big for her britches. Now, if I could just teach my dad the internet. I'm going to sneeze. Wow. Hang on. Boy. That came out of nowhere. Sorry. Jay Waters is always Candace. Dude, you know how many people are not understanding where that saying even comes from anymore? Holy crap, it jumped. Crenshaw is shady as shady AF, 100%. James Bond was MI6. I know. I feel dirty. I liked the Daniel Craig movies. I loved the James Bond movies before Daniel Craig. All right, Juliet. Might be right about that. Sure, I hope she was genuine, but I couldn't get there. Yeah, I agree. I think Candace used to be genuine. I think, and I could be wrong. If she was deep state, and I could be really wrong because, as a friend of mine said, she used to be far left and suddenly just switched. And now she seems to be heading back. And like you guys said in the chat, wouldn't be surprised she has a ring on, a septum ring. So yeah. I maybe wonder, Juliet, if I was an absolute moron this whole time, like a lot of people. That she's that good a grifter and or undercover operative. I don't know. I don't either. I think Erica was looking for success, but she was also looking for a husband. She found both. Juliet, I think you're probably right. Erica Kirk, yeah. Boy, I'm going to give you on that one 100%. Okay, not 100%. How about 78%? Yeah, I don't think Erica Kirk is some Mossad operative. I could be wrong. We find out it's like Scooby-Doo. She pulls off the mask. Ha-ha. She's the Baroness from G.I. Joe or something. I don't know. But I don't think so. I don't get that feeling from her. I don't get that she is that, I'm not trying to pick on her. I don't get that level of intelligence from her. Looking at her past, looking at how she talked in the past, I don't get this, I am Hans Gruber Megamind intelligence from her to be that grifty or that underhanded. So Juliet, I'm going to kind of go with you on that one. All right, Kay. Not saying she did anything, just saying people close to her may have. Maybe? I don't know. I just haven't seen. The fact, even Kay, even you, and you're a lot more succinct normally. You're using some wording there, may have. We are having to use a lot of these words, which makes it hard to really come down on one side or another on this. If we could say, nope, nope, or yes, but we have to say may have, could have. My opinion, there's a lot of this. It is a rough thing to really go through. And it's just so much that, one, none of us are privy to. We're all having to look from way outside. So, yeah. All right. Okay, you're fine. Okay, you've been here plenty of times. You know you can say whatever you want. We don't always have to agree. And you know, even if I disagree with you, I'll discuss it or I'll go, I disagree. But you know, Kay, you've been here plenty of times. All right, it's in the late PM on the 5th for some of us. Wow. Okay. Yeah, rad. Yeah, depending where you're at. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's crazy. God, I love this day and age to live in. Technology is amazing, isn't it? I've never lost that. All the years I've done YouTube and other streaming and media stuff, it's just like, I've never lost that amazingness talking to people around the world instantly live. That is crazy. Not gonna lie, I miss Google Hangouts because it was easy to pull other people into streams. Now I gotta get other softwares and hook this up. Oh, the days of the cheap and easy Google Hangouts. I know somebody's going, what's Google Hangouts? All right. Wow. Dude, I cannot read your name. It's at O.O1015. Right away it comes in, by the way, welcome. She is a grifter. I knew something was up when she associated herself so closely with Ian Carroll. They are professional contrarians. You have to always be against power to be a successful contrarian. That, welcome. I'm going to call you OO, at OO. That is what a lot of people, including a friend of mine, are saying is because she used to be a lefty. And I've heard other people say she's always been just the, whatever the in thing is to be against, that's what she's done. So, yeah. And she has switched sides just to be the contrarian, as you're putting it. So, you know what? You may be dead on. All right, guys. And feel free to answer each other. Now, at O.O, what do you think of the comment there? Do you think maybe that's a good shot at it, that Candace is just a contrarian, and she knows being a contrarian gets the clicks, the views, and the money? I mean, come on. Candace makes more money in 1/20th of a millisecond doing this than I will make in 7,000 years. I don't know about that, but actually, yeah, since I make zero, because I don't have any of my channels monetized at the moment. Which I should probably do with the other one, because it can be monetized again. Just haven't done it. But yeah, thank you at O.O. Oh. The right stuff. Sorry. My wife was so into that band. Kreskin was a charlatan. I didn't say he wasn't. I was just throwing out an old school reference, man. Don't beat me up too much. Don't hurt me. Jimmy, might be like all the Hollywood kids that got fame and fortune too fast, and now it's all, yeah. Now it's all a shill to keep, yeah. There are a lot of those people that get fame, fortune, power young, and then they don't know what to do. I mean, look at all the Hollywood stars who got that young childhood or young teenhood or even early 20s super fame, and what they did to keep it, and how much if they lost it, how much their lives fell apart. So yeah, you could be dead right, Jimmy. I actually really like that. Because if you look back at Hollyweird and all the stuff, you might be nailed it. I mean, come on, Candace's husband is uber rich. She's already rich. He's uber rich. She likes the attention. She likes to be in front of the camera. She plays for the camera a lot. And you can see it, the way she does things. She definitely plays for the camera pretty hardcore. Me, I don't want to play for the camera because I'm afraid the camera's going to go, what the frig, dude? Stop. All right, let's see. Come on, if Candace did anything, it's 2 rings. And they're not in her septum. Ew, Jay Watterson. Stop. Stop. Okay, go a little more. Tell me a little more. Just a little. Oh, my God. Almost jealous of all the Yanks and their Snowmageddon roads, dude. In my area, in the Quad Cities, we had around, depending on which side of the river here, get between 11 and 14 inches, and we had 2 inches a couple days later. So if you want snow, hop on over, Jimmy. We have plenty to share here in my area. And it's actually been warmer today, but we were flipping cold. Even Fahrenheit, we were below 0. So for anybody of our UK brethren or people who use the more common sense metric system, sorry, it does make more sense. We were way below that 0 level for you guys. We were like, what would that be called? Negative 28 or negative 35 or something like that. Ugh. Glad it's going to be a little warmer today. We might hit 1 degree Celsius today. All right. I will say one thing. I know if Buckle Bunny sees this, she's going to chew my ass. It's a saying. I swear she probably, well, maybe she will. I don't know. She might be that cranky. Please do me a favor and please hit thumbs up for the stream. You don't have to subscribe. I appreciate any of your time. But as I always say, if you come back once, a couple times more, make you happy, sad, mad, or make you cry, or just make you throw your phone across the room, then please subscribe. Running into me one time, nah, I didn't earn that. But I did earn a thumbs up. All right, let me continue with you guys. Nocta, win Tim. Oh, Nocta comes in, W Tim. Nocta, you almost sound like, well, I know that the Crucible didn't start the WL, but it reminds me a lot of the Crucible stuff. W Tim, yes. I actually agree, W Tim. All right, you know what? Nocta says W Tim. I want to see what you guys think between the 2 videos we watched. W Tim or W Candace? Throw that in the chat. Let's see how many of you even answer. W Tim or W Candace? So far, we got a W Tim. And I'm not saying whether you like Tim or like Candace better. I don't care if you hate Tim. Do you think Tim had better points and actually stuck with the topic better? Or do you think Candace is right? I mean, W Tim or W Candace? Thank you very much, Nocta. And I thank you very much, not just for your comment, for giving me the idea to throw that out there. All right, rad. Google Hangouts. I got this a Google account. People had to invite you, and you can only invite one person. Yes. Yeah. Actually, I had multiple YouTube channels back then. when you could use Hangouts and bring in people to talk. I mean, on our Tough Topics channel, sometimes maybe 5 or 6 of us just using Hangouts, and it worked. Google, you suck. It worked good for what it was. It was simple, fast, and really held up. So Google sucks for throwing us into the ecosystem of other programs that aren't near as good. Or how about this? Near as easy for somebody with half the brain cells I have. I have very few that work. All right, so. Jimmy. No, dude. I was not saying the right stuff thing was at O.O. No. Oh, my God. And my wife and her friend used to go to, every time they do a reunion concert, they would go to their concert. Yeah. They would go to the New Kids on the Block. Or was it NKOB? It's like, holy crap. That was their thing. They would go in Chicago or wherever else. Of course, in Chicago, I made her carry. Don't go to Chicago unarmed. My God. And yes, she has a CCL. Candace has crazy eyes now. Some things just can't be faked, Rad. You're right. And these facial expressions of hers she pulls. She pulls these crazy facial expressions. I just watched fast forward. It looks even worse. I did this earlier and I was watching her face. Her everything seems scripted. And you don't see me doing the poses and everything she's doing. It's almost like an acting class. Watch it. Go to Acting 101. She is doing it. Look at this. All the faces, the blanks. She's doing everything. It almost looks scripted. She's moving and bouncing around. See, everything of hers, once you fast forward, it looks like Acting 101. Look at this. Everything she's doing. It's crazy how much it looks fake once you move it along. It just looks like an acting class. So, Rad, win Rad. All right. Sick ankles. Jax is upstairs because my wife is up, and he is sitting by his food bowl right now. So, you're up a creek, Jay Waters, and he's not coming down here. If I called him, he might. Depends how hungry he is. She started acting nuts at Daily Wire. That's why they distanced themselves. Yeah, and I'm not going to say, Nocta, that I'm a big, oh my God, we got to support Israel fan at all costs person. I'm more of a, if I had to choose Gaza or Israel, I'm choosing Israel. Do I think we should support them? Nope. Do I think it's our business? Nope. Do I think Ukraine is our business? Nope. I am all about our dollars and our time and our effort going to Americans right now. Not Somalians either. Oh, Trump really dropped that nuke on him. I love it. All right. Pool blasts Candace, yet he has not one piece of evidence to support his barbaric attack. Simmering Frog. Like the name. I respectfully disagree. I think Tim stuck much more on topic than she did. She had to wander off on Epstein and pedograms multiple times. She didn't stick with it, and like I said, everything she does here looks like a facial acting class for 7-year-olds. This looks like a very, very, very first edition acting class. And how do I know? Because I did take some, because God help me, I was in show choir, and they gave us an acting class to how to do emote and do things in show choir. Yes, I was, I swear to you. And yes, my wife is a woman, I swear. And I used to have a baritone, borderline bass voice, but my lung problem and all the infections have decimated my vocal cords. I used to talk closer to the movie trailer guy at one time. My mom had audio cassettes and some early Super 8 videos of me doing that stuff. Inquire and chew how much I've changed. Sometimes some things really do not help you. So, Simmering Frog, I'm going to disagree, but welcome, and I appreciate your opinion on this, honestly. I'm going to say the opposite. But welcome, and by the way, on this channel, you can feel free to disagree. We may disagree, but I'm not going to go, well, you're an idiot or something. I'm not going to go Candace on you. All right. She's like comedian Cash wife. I don't know what? Comedian Cash wife. I'm getting something wrong there. All right, Rad. 40C there today. Woof. 40C? Wow. If I'm remembering that right, that's frisky. That is frisky. We are going to be 104. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's frisky. We're going to be 1C. So, or 0C. They're saying we're going to be freezing or 1 above. So we're going to be 0 or 1. I would prefer your 104. I love hot. I'll be working out in our heat humidity when it gets 96 degrees around here and very humid. I'm in heaven. I'll be outside going, baby, let's go. I'll be dripping and it's like, love it. This cold weather, I effing hate it. So I totally am annoyed that you get my nice hot weather right now. All right. Candace living rent-free in Tim's head. Actually, Jay Waterson, I'm going to kind of reverse you on that. I think Tim is living rent-free in Candace's. Tim has valid arguments and annoyances. Candace just said nothing there. She's going off and she's giggly and making faces and squirming and twitching and going goofy. That to me is, look at her. And look at Tim. Tim moves, but not like this. She makes, hee. All these faces, all these movements. This is as bad as the beginner's acting class I took. It just is. So I'm going to disagree with you on that. They kind of are to each other. Rad comes in with a little more common sense than probably both of us. But just on this case, she was off topic and Tim was more on point. That's it. My new favorite, Rad. Rad wins. Rad, W, love it. Nice. Jay Waterson's like, all right. She's living rent-free. A lot of people's heads. Well, I don't know if she's living rent-free or she's just... Trump lives rent-free in people's heads because Trump does nothing that they say he does, but they're like all over him. You know, I don't know. Candace has given people a lot of fodder to be in their heads. I don't know. I bet Candace has a mirror in front of her. Yes. You know why I say I agree with you? Because when I took that little beginner's acting class type thing, or remote class they did for us in show choir, they had mirrors in front of us. A little bit of me looked a little sideways at you when you said that because they had mirrors in front of us. It does seem she's watching herself pretty hard. Wow. Sometimes some people in the chat scare me a little bit, yeah? Kay, I can't say I didn't watch today. I wouldn't expect you to. The very fact that you guys watch same shit as I do and or different shit is why we can talk. And that's why we all have different opinions. There's nothing wrong with that. And Jay Waterson was saying, so what? You're not going to watch her stream today? I doubt it. But you know what? If I'm at the gym and I'm bored and looking for something to listen to, I might throw her on. if that's the right time. And there's nothing wrong. I do not care if you guys are listening to Joe Biden's bathroom memoirs. We all listen to stuff. You got to listen to people you agree and disagree with to be properly informed so you don't become, I'm sorry if some of your lefties, you do not want to become a lefties. All the studies out there show lefties are the most uneducated of anybody in the spectrum out there. Center and right people are the much more educated about actual topics. So, okay, never, ever worry about watching that stuff. Hell yeah, watch away. Watch away. Hell, I watch CNN once in a while, MSNBC once in a while, and then I go, oh, brain cells hurt, ow, ow, ow. And I got to retreat to something a little more common sense. But how do you have proper arguments or know what they're actually thinking or saying on that site if you don't ever watch them? All right. I was busy gaming. There you go. I prefer Scapegoat over Tim or Candace. Okay. I'm not sure I've seen that one. New one. All right, Jay Watterson's coming in to put yellow in the snow. Plot twist. Candace brings up whatever really going on between Tim and Lydia behind the scenes. Lydia. Which one's Lydia? Oh, is that the podling? Sorry, the one chick, the very, 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 very white chick. Is that Lydia? The podling? I can't keep track. The one who does Pop Culture Crisis with, what's his name? I swear, she looks like a podling. If you go watch Dark Crystal, that chick looks like she's from Dark Crystal. She looks like a podling. All right. Candace in this video, they'd call it style over substance. Damn, Rad. You are burning right now. At least in my opinion, you're definitely on. Actually, I've heard other people say that that's all she is, style over substance. So she says a lot without saying much. She's kind of like a much smarter version of Kamala Harris. Does a lot of word salad without not a lot of dressing. I know Jay Watterson's going to disagree, but she does get something right here or there. But most of what she says is presumptive wording that like makes you fill it in and think that she said something when she didn't. At least Tim, whether you agree or disagree with him, most time he says something. Not every time. I've caught Tim stretching some shit out. And I'm like, Not as bad as Jeremy from the Quartering. Not picking on you, Jeremy, but dude, some of your videos that are like 15 minutes long should be like 7. Some of your videos are 20 minutes long should definitely be about 9 or 10. Cut it down a little. You're wandering too much. All right. Urbaxy, what's up? How you doing, man? It is, noon almost for you there, buddy. Candace has 4 kids. Do you think her mental is drained? Possibly. All right. Let's see. But the lefties have all those gender studies degrees. Yeah. Oof. Well, you can only have a gender studies degree if you have trillions of genders. If you only have 2, that's a short study period. Here's boy, here's girl. Go forth. If you have 8 trillion genders, and then also you can be a kitty cat, a puppy dog, a deerkin, fox self, all this other stuff, boy, that makes that degree, it makes it something you got to study. Instead of just boy, girl, done. I'm just saying. All right. Hey, GTR, what's up? Boy, the UK people are suddenly on at noon. Well, noon in their area. How you doing, guys? Mine's NW6 already has the TiVo to record Candace's show. Oh my God, TiVo? I mean, is TiVo still? I think TiVo is still around, isn't it? Now, I won't what is she even on? What is Candace on anymore? I mean, she's on pretty much everywhere, right? So I've only caught some of her stuff on X and YouTube. I mean, I don't have Spotify and stuff, but yeah, what is she actually live on? Is it just... Well, I gotta remember, look back and see what I've seen her on. Alright. Scapegoat is a gamer on YouTube. I think he has ADD, OCD, and watches two fight for control is hilarious. Oh my lord. Gamers with ADD is crazy. Because that makes... ADD, OCD gamers are just... They can go through a game so amazingly fast and hit all the bonus quests and items and everything on the way. It's crazy, the attention to detail. I wish I had that. Lydia was the old producer and panelist. She goes by... Oh, Sour Patch Lids. Okay, yes. Okay, I know who that is now. All right, thank you, Jay Watterson. Yeah, not the podling. Yeah, sorry, not the podling. But the podling still freaks me out. Even my wife's like, dude, that girl's skin is like see-through. And she's got the cheeks, but she looks like a podling. Go watch Dark Crystal. You know what I mean? Okay, I know who you're talking about now, Jay Watterson. Okay. Yeah, boy, I forgot about her. Yeah, Tim had some shakeups there for a while, didn't he? Quartering guy, Jeremy posted a video. I lost it somewhere. It moved. Oh, there he is. There was a video earlier saying he thinks he's a grouper. You mean Groiper? You mean Groiper? I don't know. I just know that I don't... Jay Watterson was right. I don't think Nick Fuentes is near as horrendous as everybody's making him out to be. Once again, Nick Fuentes is held down and deleted almost everywhere. But Candace, with all the insanity and goofy shit she's saying, has been boosted. Makes you seem deep statey to me. You know, that's kind of like, you know, how the government had offices at Facebook and X and everything else. I mean, come on. Candace has her own website. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people do. Even like Salty Cracker and Tim and a lot of people do have their own websites. Doing good now. I'm at the hospital. What? What the flip? I was wondering what happened to you, Urbexy. What the hell, dude? You could have messaged me. You have me a messenger. What the flip? Well, shit, dude. I'm glad you're better. Holy crap. Okay, I gotta ask. What the freak did you get sepsis from? Holy crap. Whew. I'm glad you're okay, dude. Sorry, everybody. I've known him for a long time. Holy crap. I know his real name, but I'm not going to say that on here. But yeah, holy shitter, Bexy. Let's catch up. Hey, okay, let's see. Nope. Okay, wrong one. Candace Owens has seriously lost the plot. I can't stand her now. That's pretty much where I'm at. But everybody in the chat, we seem to have a nuance of a bunch of opinions. Some people think she's doing pretty good. Some think she's knucking foots. And some think she's just plain grifting. So we got a little bit of a mix here, Sog. I'm going to stick with you on this. I think she's gone knucking futs or deep state. One of the two. It's too coincidental, guys, for her to be doing this shit this hard at the worst time. And then in this video, to come out and say right away, I don't care about your midterms. If you were truly a conservative and a Republican supporter or a Trump supporter, you would care. Because yes, Charlie Kirk, what happened to him was horrid. But if you screw the midterms, you screw Trump and screw the country. You could decimate the lives of millions of people. Charlie Kirk would not be going, yeah, I was more important than millions. Charlie Kirk did tons of shit sorry, I had somebody hit my chair. Hello, buddy. Charlie Kirk would not think of himself over millions of Americans. So that's a problem there. He would not be happy with what she's doing. I'll say it. I watched a shitload of Charlie Kirk. He would not like what she's doing at all. She is undoing everything he worked for. So, yeah. All right. Damn her, Bexy. Dude, you can message me later. What the hell? Nick betrayed Baked Alaska after he went to prison for J6 and linked with Kanye. Ugh. Really? Was that, you talking about Nick Fuentes, right? See, I don't know a lot about that. See, I'm semi-new to Nick Fuentes. I was he was on my radar and I'd see some stuff from him. But then Jay Waters and a couple other people was like, you just watch Nick Fuentes. They're giving me clips and links and everything else. And I've been getting onto it more than I watched the interview with Crowder today. I've seen some stuff lately. If you're talking about Nick Fuentes, I don't think he's the booga booga horrid boogeyman everybody's making him out to be. I think he's just the recent one to go after. And a lot of times these days, if they go after somebody, they're dangerous to an establishment or the leftist media complex or whatever you want to call it out there, depending where you're at. Baked Alaska, if he went to prison for J6. Nick, am I talking the wrong? Are we talking the right person, Nocta? I'm not sure we're the same person. Who was it? Oh, Rad. Rad throws shade right at her, Bexy. Sepsis from a septum ring. It does rhyme. Septum sepsis. Couldn't happen to a nicer group of people there in the lefties. Them girls getting them septum rings get sepsis? That'd be neat. As long as they recover. I don't want anything horrid to happen to them. Because, we're all very compassionate, loving people here. Bexy, blood work identifies the infection, but they will probably never fully know the source. Wow. I'm not going to lie. I've never heard of somebody just popping up with sepsis for the hell of it. Well, I guess if you wanted a vacation, but I'm glad you're good, man. No joke. I'm glad you're good. But holy crap. Usually here, if somebody gets sepsis, they go, yeah, that did it. That's a new, wow. That happens? You would think I've been involved with medical stuff my whole life because of my lung condition, but wow. Weird. There's no secret, it's cystic fibrosis, but no, I have a channel called Exploring with CF, so one of my other channels, so yeah. That I haven't done much with lately. Wow. Dang, guys. All right. So I'll say one last time, everybody please hit thumbs up for the stream. I appreciate it. Let me check over on Grumble. I haven't checked in a while. I see a couple people over on Rumble. Thank you. All right. I can't remember what I had over here anymore. Oh, okay. Just a simple question. That's how I was going to finish the stream, guys. Do you still support Candace Owens? Simple question. You slept in an MRI machine. Last time I was in one of those, I was having a major lung problem due to RSV, and I couldn't breathe, even though they tried to lay me down in it anyway, and I passed out because my O2 level got too low. Crazy eyes are back, yeah. But what do you think? Do you still support Candace Owens? I actually put, she's either nucking, futz, or evil, take your pick. And I said, absolutely not. But that's me. Not like this batshit crazy. There's a lot of mix. Then there's, yes, I do. Can't wait till she brings out the receipts and they cry. Got my popcorn ready. So let me ask a question to Hillbilly Jackass News here. Then wouldn't she just say the receipts right away? Why play games? If you have receipts, just say it. Not play presumptive word games. So I'm going to disagree. I'm going to very disagree. Like the actual little animated video clip here. I do like that. I do. Oh my God. I'm curious why the shift. The no. Do you believe me, right? Ouch. It's the Jews. I tell you, it's the Jews. Oh my God. Oh no. What is this? I don't know. Is that music? Hang on. Let me see what he's got to say here. We're going to be off in a few minutes. I know I'm way over my time. I wanted to go, but that's me.
Lover, hater, I don't care. But Candace Owens is not real news. She's a reaction machine with a camera, okay? Real news demands receipts, verification, timestamps, sourcing, and accountability. Until Candace comes out with that stuff, everything else is all rhetoric. Candace is demanding attention. Everything that she's done is doing that. Candace, I love you. Dear God, I love you. But
I think he's nailing it. Damn. And I know there's probably copyrighted music on this. They'll probably get me for it. Oh my God. And I'll end up going, hey, it was reaction stream. I was definitely doing fair use and talking. And then they'll sooner or later get back to me. You're right. I've won all but one of these bullshit things. Even that one was right. But the corporation never lets go unless you have a YouTube rep.
listen, there's a difference here. News is supposed to tell you what actually happened. What she's doing is telling you what she feels happened.
That is what she does.
She's going to keep telling you she's got more coming, but what she wants you to do is to fear what happened or what she hopes you will repost supposedly happened. Because half the time she's dropping claims that she swears are final, absolute, and definitive, and then quietly backing away when the real reporting comes out. That's not journalism.
He's right. He is 100% right. He is nailing it dead on. Damn. Damn. Gonna have to start respecting the country music section a little more.
It's commentary that's cosplaying his credibility. Right now, she doesn't have any. I don't care if you think there's more to the story or not. The wild part is that she's convinced this entire chunk of the internet that a dramatic monologue equals evidence. It doesn't. Listen, just because you place a clever insult, that doesn't equal proof, and being loud doesn't equal being right.
Presumptive wording.
So I want you guys to be a little more discerning about this, okay? Dig in, find the facts, file the FOIAs, do the interviews, get the witnesses, put the careers on the line, not another thumbnail on YouTube. So no, Candace Owens is not news.
No, Candace Owens is playing pin the wiener on the president's wife. She's playing pin the wiener on the French donkey. That's what she's doing. And then she's saying, hey, his wife is actually his dad. And it's not his wife, it's his male dad. So his dad had a sex change, then married his son. Dude, even in Alabama, people are going, oh, come on.
She's content, and there's a big difference. Whether you agree with her or not, this is a show, and she's an algorithm with eyeliner, okay? I love you, Candace, but come on, can we do better? Entertaining, I'll give you that, but love.
I love how he says, I love you, Candace, but, dude, you can't nail her that hard and go, I love you. And I'm resharing that. That's going to go to Lions NWS6, or you can just look it up over here. Helen Ogden Rogers or Chad Prather. Can't say that right. Sure, why not? Free speech. That doesn't mean support her. That doesn't mean you believe her. I can deal with all the people tripping to support Israel. Oh my God. I can deal with Kansas. Okay. Hey, that's one thing you can never say. I've never blindly supported Israel. That right there is a biggie. That one is me. That's about where I'm at. Charlie's legacy. She's burning it. She's looking, 100%. That's just me. Lauren says driving the mentally unstable off their rockers. I don't know, unstable who? Nope, full stop, her demonic craziness. She's cuckoo pants. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So let me see what you guys said here. Well, again, we're probably going to get out of here in a minute. So, boink, pull me up here, get you guys back up. And head over here. All right. The plot has, oh my God. Absolutely not. Candace Owens is a clown. Okay. Nocta, I watched Nick Fuentes when he had 20 viewers on Cozy T. Oh my God. It's mind-boggling. He has all normies in USA fooled. Internet is a wild place. Even stalked and pressed Shapiro family at dinner with Groypers. Nocta, I'm going to have to bow to what you, and yes, God help me, he's been overly talked about tonight. Jay Watterson says about Nick, because I don't know enough yet. I do not. I am new to Nick Fuentes. I am just trying to start watching more of his stuff to catch up and try to see where I can land. Right now, all I can say is so far, from what I've seen, I haven't seen the evil, demonic, insane person worth being banned everywhere. There are much worse people out there on YouTube, on Facebook, on Grumble, on whatever. So yeah, I haven't seen that yet. And yes, I've seen some of the crazy clips that are shared everywhere about him. And Crowder this morning did a good job, or yesterday morning did a good job of playing the full clips. And a lot of those full, once it's in context with the rest of everything unedited, some of those did make a big difference. But I'm going to have to just go with what you guys say for now on the good and the bad. And I'm going to have to say I don't know enough to make a real decision yet. I'm not going to go Candace on you. I'm not going to use presumptive language. I'm going to say right now I don't know enough about Nick Fuentes. All right, so let's see. Jay Watterson, I have a question. Oh, God. Hang on. I'm going to need a drink for this. Oh, boy, I'm running low on my caffeine. Let's see here. Okay. That went down the wrong pipe. I have a question. Okay. Do you think 30-06 was used to kill Charlie? I don't know. I don't know. I want to see what they say in the trial. As somebody that grew up with firearms, it really did go down the wrong pipe. And somebody that might own a decent amount of them, I'd say it's a definite possibility. From that distance, from what we've seen of what's been released and what the family says, I'm going to say it probably was a 30-06. But it was an older model 30-06 with older rounds. And this, whichever dingus you think took the shot, wasn't a very good shot. I don't think they meant to hit him in the neck. I'm going to bet they aimed head or center mass and missed. I'm going to say it's a chance. And depending on the rounds, not all rounds are equal. For my theoretical 40 PPQ I may have, different rounds are very different in what they do. Same for any other theoretical firearms I may or may not have. So I don't know for sure, since I wasn't there and I haven't seen everything. I'm going to say it's a good likelihood that yes, a 30-06 did it. And yes, I know where you're going to want to go with this, but that didn't just blow his head off. Doesn't always happen. A type of round, whatever is in that firearm, makes a huge difference. Urbexy, the plot has abandoned her. Nice. Your meds are doing a good job. You're still sharp. Very nice. I think she might be right on Macron, but not much else. Why am I reading over there when I can read it right here? Might be right on Macron, but not much else. You actually think... So wait, you think Brigitte Macron is a guy, and not only a guy, but I forgot what's his name. What is the president of France's name? Hang on. What is his name? Whatever. President Macron. You think that's his dad? Because she said that too. Let's see. See if I can get it out before you guys put it in there. Emmanuel Macron. I was right in my head. I didn't want to say it out loud so I knew. But Emmanuel Macron. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. But yeah, so you think that actually Emmanuel Macron is his wife's son. Or his wife is his dad. She said that stuff. So, that's crazy. All right. Why am I reading? I'm so used to reading the chat on that screen. Okay. With Macron, though, she is the mouthpiece for the French journalists who can't do it themselves. I do not think that woman is a man. I could be wrong. And I definitely don't think that woman is his dad. That is knucking futz. That is 1980s National Enquirer stuff. She's starting to remind me of a pencil neck Schiff. Wow. Wow, Jimmy. I don't know. I think Schiff is more evil. Schiff is man. Adam Schiff is pure evil. He is a piece of shit. He just is. I got no nice words for that man. I would hate if that man accidentally fell face first on a rake in his yard. It would break my heart. Ugh. Nobody wants to see that happen. You know what's funny? You guys apparently have members of Congress who became citizens by marrying their own brother. Rad, a lot of us don't find that funny. Trust me. There are a lot of us going, why the fuck is she still here? 100%. Yeah, I trust me, Rad. A lot of us don't think it's funny. A lot of us are pissed about it. A lot of us have been screaming about it. I've screamed about it on this channel a lot. I have. That whole she married her brother. I mean, you don't even have to say who you're talking about because I know. Yeah. Ugh. The very name Ilhan. It just sounds like a villain. Yeah, sure. I'm an American, so it sounds bad to me. Whatever. Ilhan Omar. It sounds like a villain you'd run into in like a G.I. Joe cartoon or an 80s movie or Spies Like Us. Spies Like Us. A perfect villain would have been Ilhan Omar. Would have worked. Yeah, we don't think it's funny. Trust me. A lot of us over here are like, what the fuck? Just like the Minnesota congresswoman who admitted on camera that she's an illegal alien. Her family are illegals. They've all lied on documentation. She's voted illegally in presidential elections. She lied to get into the Minnesota State House. Why is she still here? So trust me, Rad, we're not thinking a lot of it's funny. Ugh. We're pissed off as anything. That's why a lot of people go, shit, nothing ever gets done. We know these people are illegal. Why are they still here? Sure you can. It's like saying, bless your heart. Yeah. Ooh, Jimmy. Bless your heart. Who said that and which movie regularly did he say that in? I bet Jimmy's going to know it. But that's why Jimmy threw that in there. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we're thinking of different ones. But the person I'm thinking of said it a couple more than once in a certain movie. Emmanuel, everybody got it. Emmanuel is his husband. Nice. Brain's working again, Urbexy. Urbexy's never said his brain stopped working. He said his body was going to shit. Just the meds made him more foggy than anything. All right, Nocta, I know you're still researching, but what I'm saying is when he goes on more mainstream podcasts, says acts one way. Actually, Crowder did go into that today. Crowder on, go look, if you haven't seen Steven Crowder talk to Nick Fuentes yesterday, go to Steven Crowder on Rumble and watch it. He actually addressed that with Nick. And he played some clips trying to see if he could catch Nick. He did a good job. And I didn't yet knock to see a lot of the bad, but I'm not there yet. So I will take your word for it right now. And actually, I'm going to ask a question of you and Jay Watterson. Nocta and Jay Watterson. I think you guys seem to be at opposite ends on Nick Fuentes. Am I right? Jay Watterson seems to really support him. I'm not saying he thinks he's amazing, but he doesn't. Maybe he's more where I am, and I'm early on in him. But I think Jay Watterson doesn't think Nick Fuentes is the ooga booga evil they're making him out to be. But you seem to be more thinking he's at least half of the ooga booga evil. But I'm wondering between you guys if there's a medium or not. Michelle Obama is a man, dude. I think a lot of people are with you on that one. Yeah, a lot. I think a lot are with you on that one. That's too many pictures of weird bulges in dresses and pants. I've seen a lot of pictures of Trump's wife, of even, God help me, Nancy Pelosi, and I haven't seen that many bulges in the downstairs area. Something is not right. And damn it, Jimmy, you're right. James Bond, License to Kill, and yes, he got a raw dog, Timothy Dalton did, as Bond. Everybody at that time wanted Pierce Brosnan, and Pierce couldn't do it. He had already contractual obligations, so he couldn't do it. And people were expecting Pierce Brosnan, because that was the rumor. And then they got Timothy Dalton, and Timothy Dalton kind of got the raw dog on that. I don't think his movies, I actually liked, I didn't mind his movies on it. But I think he got a raw dog. I really do. Vengeance? Nope. Jay Watterson, it was James Bond, License to Kill. And I knew it. As soon as Jimmy threw it out there, I knew it. Because bless, yeah. I knew it, dude. Nice. Again, you're drawing huge assumptions that it ever worked. Nice. All right, I'm going to open that too and save that. Oh, no. Did you open? Oh, my God. What is that? That's it, GTR. I'm done opening. Jay Waters, I'm done opening your stuff tonight. Or this morning. Ugh. All right. Vengeance. No, it was James Bond, License to Kill. Nick makes some good points at times. Yeah. So far, from what I've seen of the guy, the Crowder interview and the 2 or 3 videos I've seen of him lately, I've been trying to watch some, he does make good points. I don't know enough about the guy. I can't say I trust him more than Candace Owens right now. I can't say it. I don't know enough about him. I haven't seen enough. All right. Rad, does your live streams usually start at the same time? Rad, don't ask that, because everybody that watches my streams semi-regular is going, oh. My streams are irregular. I do them when I can. It just seems it seems like my streams are late night. My wife's even said you are in a niche. A lot of my streams start between 11 p.m. Central, my time in America, to sometimes 2 or 3 a.m. Central. But it's usually late like that. That's just the way it works. No matter what I do, anybody that's seen my streams semi-regularly will tell you, yeah, I can't get on before 11:30 p.m. Central to 3 a.m. Central. It's just the way it works for me. I mean, I've been on, it's 6:27 a.m. where I'm at, and I've been on for almost exactly 3 hours. So I got on about 3:30. So I wish I could tell you that, but I can't. I try to be earlier, but it just seems to be working late nights for me. So, Rad, this is fortunately or unfortunately, I stuck. I can't seem to do much. If you go check my channel, I do have some little bits I try to do during the day, but I just can't get the streams to go during the days. I'm just so busy. And I'm off camera right now. Where do I have to lean? This way. I don't know. Oh, well. You guys ain't want to see me much anyway. I'm not all that pretty. I don't think it'd be... Oh, let's see. Big Mike dancing in the Ellen show had it swinging. Yeah, that was weird. Knock around. I don't think he should be deplatformed. I just find it odd Charlie's friends are helping his nemesis. I don't know. Nocta, I don't know. I just think a lot of what's going on is weird. How, like Tim Pool said in his video, it looked like the right was going to bring common sense back and there was victory and we're going to have some good things happening for a while. And then right away, everything is coming at it right now. It's almost like the left. This is, okay. Everything from here on is a supposition. It's almost like the left had a plan. It's almost like the left and or deep state took out Charlie Kirk on purpose and had operatives like Candace Owens waiting. And then they said, okay, Candace, now's the time. Activate, do this. Because it's almost too perfect to take out Charlie Kirk and then to have the insanity on the right since. It's almost like they planned it. It's almost like it was set up. It's almost like what the CIA has done in a lot of countries around the world. I mean, not like the CIA would be dishonest and operate within our borders, would they? But that's my suppositions. Yeah. There's a lot of weird shit going on, Nocta. Timothy Dalton was a poor Bond. Really? I think the movies is in partly to blame. Yeah, I would agree, Rebexy. I didn't mind Timothy Dalton as Bond so much. In fact, I didn't mind, what was it? Was it the first one he was in or the second one? One of the two of the movies he was in, I actually thought was pretty good as a total Bond movie. The other one, the other one was a little goofy. One was a little goofy and the other one was pretty good. But I think Dalton as a Bond was good. But yeah, I would blame one of the movies for sucking. The other one was decently good. The one with Carrie Lowell was pretty good to a point. But no, I can't. Oh, come on. God dang it. Hang on. Now I gotta know. Gosh darn it. Okay, which one? Sorry. Living Daylights I liked. License to Kill was okay, but it got real screwy with the semis. Semi doing a wheelie and stuff, come on. Living Daylights I liked the best. That one was a solid, what I would think, Bond movie. I know we're wandering, but I think Living Daylights was solid. License to Kill was a little goofy in places. That's just me. All right. Never been a Bond fan myself. Good, then you can leave the UK. Come on, man. Really? A Brit who's not a fan of Bond? Oh. Saying that, Sean Connery was the OG. Yeah. Connery was epic. But I do like the Bond films. I really do. I love those things. Pierce Brosnan is a second? Yes. I loved Brosnan. Brosnan was epic. I really did like... They did a good job picking the Bonds. I mean, I had no problem with Roger Moore. In fact, during my childhood, I think Roger Moore was the one I remembered more from my childhood. But yeah, I really liked Brosnan. And I'll tell you what, Brosnan really looked the part too, didn't he? All right. So my streams happen as and when o'clock. Yes, that's great. As and when o'clock. I love it. That's great. 11 p.m. Central Standard Time would be okay. I'm trying. I mean, come on, look what happened today. I got on at 3 a.m. I had such a crazy long day, and then I passed out for a while, and I had to do meds, and like, and then I'm like, I'm still doing a damn stream. That works 4 p.m. my time. Well, Rad, I will try. I tried to, as in, like I did this stream, I sent out a notification before. I did a post saying, yes, I'm going to stream. Yep, I think I had a picture of my dog or something on it. Can't remember. But yeah, I try to send a post out an hour or two in advance. So it tries to send a notification. French deep state. Oh, thank you, Nocta. I appreciate that. Oh, Jay Watterson. See, if any of you guys can't see my background though, for you who don't know me, my man cave is a total sci-fi pop culture man cave. I have an original Batman and Robin from the Schwarzenegger movie poster right here. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. My wife got me. Buck Rogers comic from I believe the 80s. I have Star Trek and Star Wars stuff everywhere. Stargate, Indiana Jones. That's my stuff. I have a 3-foot big Batman tumbler back here that I know somebody threw out and I grabbed it. This is a sci-fi pop culture man cave. I almost need to do another channel to talk about that stuff. So Remington Steele, that was a great series. It really was. It was Pierce Brosnan and Stephanie Zimbalist, I believe, right? I think so. But thank you very much, W, for the stream. I will take it. I appreciate it. I usually try to keep it around 2 hours, but as a lot of them will tell you, I fail a lot. I've had some that are an hour and a half, but I've had some that are 4 hours. That just happens. Right now, I'm at 3 hours and 5 minutes, and my voice is starting to burn. Oh, let's see. I'm off to bed before it clocks over to Saturday. Oh my God, yeah, today's Friday. I will say this. For anybody that likes pop culture and stuff, check out, and I have no friendship with any of these people. No knowledge. They don't even know I exist. Check out Nerdrotic's channel. Check out Friday Night Tights if you like pop culture stuff. So check out Friday Night Tights. Thank you very much, Rad. Have a good one. And to everybody else, I'm going to say thank you very much. Please give me a thumbs up. You don't have to subscribe. If you come back a couple more times, then subscribe, and I'll try to stay on my camera. I can see I keep getting off the camera. Other than that, I think at 3 hours we're going to cut it. And I'm going to go upstairs, and my wife's going to go, did you have fun? I'm going to go, yeah, I did. And I do enjoy this. And you can always feel free to contact me at lionsdenws6@gmail.com and or lionsdenws6 on X. My social media stuff is all in the description for this video, including my barely used Instagram. Other than that, feel free to contact me, even leave message comments here. And you know what? I have no shyness about talking about anything. But I just so anybody knows, I am not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I am more of a centrist with a slight conservative leaning. But I don't like either party in my country. I think they're the uniparty. But I still think, and unfortunately for your Bexy and SOG, I think we're doing better than UK is right now. So I think after Trump is done in America, I think we need to send Trump over to the UK, and I think he'd make a great prime minister for you guys. Might pull back some of the crap. Because wouldn't you love Donald Trump to be over in the UK right now saying, time to get out all these Muslims, all these people screwing up your country? Just like he said about Somalis and a bunch of people in our country. Oof. How about this? Could you imagine Trump going, make UK great again? What would it be, muck? Make the UK great again, muck? I don't know if that works as well, but you know what I mean. All right. Thank you very much, SOG. Doomcock, Jay Watterson. Oh, my God. When I think I'm out, he's going to drag me back in. Doomcock. Dude, I love Overlord DVD. I have super chatted that man once or twice. I do like Doomcock. I know him and Neurotic had a falling out, but I do like Doomcock. Yep, he's got a very original channel, and that man has got talent. So yes, check him out too. Yeah, listen to Jay Watterson. Jay Watterson this time knows what he's talking about. All right. Let me check. See, well, thank you very much, Sog. Urbexy, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to probably get a little sleep because I am very tired. Send you Trump. Dude, you can't have him for another 3 years or another 7 years if he find a way to run again. Oh, my God. I need one of the Trump 2028 hats just to troll people. I have a 2020 and I have a 2024. All right, guys, thank you very much. Please tap that thumbs up. Other than that, I'm going to hippity hop. And thank you to you guys on Rumble. Also, I have been checking you over there, but I did leave the link to the YouTube chat. And thank you very much, guys. Have a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for dealing with my craziness and watching me get off the screen the more tired I get because I keep leaning the wrong way. I keep going like this instead of like this. All right. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Let's see what today brings in the Trump, Candace, Tim Pool, what the flip is going to happen saga. Hey, of all I care, Somalians, get out.